Well, Babbzy's here. Lord have mercy. Let's see what I got. Babbzy, there's you. Why you say you everywhere? Mala, you know you up in everything. Yo, sing. Everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Everything, ka ting, 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 ka ting. Everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Oh, Babbzy up in everything. Oh, everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Everything, ka ting, 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 ka ting. Everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Oh, Babbzy up in everything. Oh, when festival she partying every night. And show it on she blog every day. Once music player, then know that she outside. Cause every festival know she in there. Look, this festival we blogging, so hurry up and log it. Cause Babbzy out here blogging. Guyana going till early morning, this festival is blogging. So hurry up and log it. Cause all we out here blogging. Not all is stopping it. She don't care how much you charge to get in. Babbzy up in everything. She partying till early morning. Babbzy up in everything. The effect could be fat, the effect could be slim. Babbzy up in everything. And she don't care how much drinks you could bring. Babbzy up in everything. Everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Everything, ka ting, 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 ka ting. Everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Oh, Babbzy up in everything. Oh, everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Everything, ka ting, 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 ka ting. Everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Oh, Babbzy up in everything. Oh. Babbzy show them culture and give them vibes. Give them soca tune and link soca news. Show when we in the costume on the highway. Walking up just like we don't care. Look, this festival we blogging, so hurry up and log it. Cause Babbzy out here blogging. Guyana going till early morning, this festival is blogging. So hurry up and log it. Cause all we out here blogging. Not all is stopping it. She don't care how much you charge to get in. Babbzy up in everything. She partying till early morning. Babbzy up in everything. The effect could be fat, the effect could be slim. Babbzy up in everything. And she don't care how much drinks you could bring. Babbzy up in everything. Everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting. Everything, ka ting, 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 ka ting. Everything, ting, ting. Babbzy up in everything, oh, everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting, everything, ka ting, 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 ka ting, everything, ting, ting, ka ting, ka ting.
Tea on it. Pull the trigger, boo. If you're sexy and you know it and you ain't afraid to show, your body look nice, you better bubble it right. If you're sexy and you know it, put your hand in the air. Wave your flag and show them who's the hot girl of the year. Babbzy coming through. Show me what you can do. Send the bodies in the crew. Show me what you can do. Hey, girl, you're too slack. Bend your back and you don't look back. Tell me what in your starter pack. I want to walk up my waist like that, girl. Bend down and shake it, shake it. Bend your back, don't break it, girl. Bend down and show them who's the hot girl of the year. Girl, bend down and shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Raise your flag and show them who's the hot girl of the year. Girl, squat. You know you're looking hot. Good knees. Bounce it if you please. Tea on it. Pull the trigger, boo. If you're sexy and you know it and you ain't afraid to show, your body look nice, you better bubble it right. If you're sexy and you know it, put your hand in the air. Wave your flag and show them who's the hot girl of the year. Babbzy coming through. Show me what you can do. Send the bodies in the crew. Show me what you can do. Hey, girl, you're too slack. Bend your back and you don't look back. Tell me what in your starter pack. I want to walk up my waist like that, girl. Bend down and shake it, shake it. Bend your back, don't break it, girl. Bend down and show them who's the hot girl of the year. Sister.
Bad mind is a hell of a thing. Disrespect Babbzy, that's a hell of a sin. If you gypsy and you got dog to bring, Babbzy can tell you one thing. Babbzy don't give a rass on what nobody think. Babbzy don't beg for nobody.
Babbzy don't give a rassle what nobody think. Let's get this thing on and popping. Good night, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope you had a wonderful day. Babbzy is here in the building. If you did not know, I have the most dub plates of everybody on social media. So anybody want to come test this, tell them to come and test this. I got 2,000 plus dubs in the dub box. You understand what I mean? So I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Last night actually took a different direction than I was expecting it to take. And I had to come back today and do a part 2. It looks like we might have to do a part 3 and a part 4 and a part 5 and a part 6 and all kind of thing. So I spent most of the day when it comes to Facebook because I don't have the access to add moderators on my Facebook page. For whatever reason, that access is like restricted and grayed out. So Facebook's been working with me on it. So for the meantime, I'm going to kind of moderate the chat and see what's happening. So I have it pulled up. That's what I was pulling up while the music was playing and stuff like that. But I have people that I've already picked. Winston T. Jacobs is one of them. Yes, that's Little Rick, my dear. Christina, yes, Little Rick. Latoya Jeffers, what's up? Sparkle. Nessa Smith, you're a moderator. I picked you. I picked a few people. I can't remember all of their names off the top of my head. The Around Advocate broadcast. How are you? I saw you last night in the comments. I was like, oh, I got a new friend. I got a new friend on Facebook. I got a new friend. Friend, you know what I mean? So big up all the people who are watching on YouTube. For some reason, Instagram wouldn't start up. Don't know why. Not even playing around with that tonight anyways, because there wasn't a lot of people watching it on Instagram. It's not even really set up for Instagram to watch. Oh, I look a little rosy today on the screen, don't I? So people, I want to clear a few things up before we get into the conversation. I'm going to get Melly Mel and we're going to get Odessa. First thing first, what I wanted to say is this. As it pertains to the conversation yesterday about the Senator Nylon Franklin from Grenada, who was 28 years old and poisoned. The reason that that story was posted is because when the situation happened with young brother a couple of weeks ago, and I blasted Grenadian people for cussing him, the ones that attacked him, not the ones that didn't, right? I made it very clear that Grenada is struggling with a lot of evil and that they have to go and they need to pay attention to that. I also said how you cannot get me to eat nothing from somebody in Grenada because I don't trust them and I feel like they would try to kill me because I feel like they would poison me. They were saying that I'm overreacting that I'm trying to make their country look bad, and all these things. So now, when a 28-year-old is poisoned by antifreeze, I feel that this is something, hi Chantal Hickson, that this is something that we should know, that no, Babbzy's not overreacting. Here is some young person's life snuffed out due to some bad-minded person putting antifreeze in this person's drink. That is why that story was shared yesterday. We do not discuss Grenada on this platform. We all know why. And I am not interested in trying to put anything together for Grenada. That ship has sailed. I am not interested, okay? That's where we are with the topic. So no, it was not to pick on Grenada. It was to back up what I said that you claimed that I lied about. You said that I'm lying. Here was the evidence to show you that I'm not lying, that you will poison people and kill them if they're not careful. Yeah, okay? That was what that story was there for. We don't need to talk to you going forward. Everything is cool. Everything is good. Hey, Vanessa. And I fine with that, right? So the situation can happen anywhere. No, it can't. People don't put antifreeze in people's drink everywhere. This happens in specific places. Poison is not common everywhere in the world. Don't lie to yourself. Be careful out there. Eat from who you know and do not play the ass. It's not an instrument. Now, let's get into the topic about Guyana. So I was actually expecting there to be a more bigger response from Jamaica because of their election. There was a lot of back and forth and whatever, but we ended up having a Guyanese conversation, which I have no problem with. There are a few things that I would love to clear up though, because you know, when you guys start to go into this, she don't like this, she don't like that. Remember, I can talk, you know. I can speak for myself, you know. Now, I want to make a few things clear. Number one, I am not politically aligned to anybody, okay? I don't even know the well, I do know the names of the political parties in Guyana. But what I would like to say is I'm not politically aligned to anyone. The rumor going around today is how I'm anti-PPP. How could I be anti-PPP and I like Irfan? Does that make sense? I stated clearly that I like Irfan Ali, that I like how he speaks when he goes internationally and he speaks on like the rainforest and climate control and how he talks about the oil situation and how that's being handled. How, you know, there were some of these companies that came in and negotiated unfair contracts with Guyana and they're being revisited and they're in court. I've never said a bad word about Irfan Ali. I think Irfan Ali is an intelligent man. And I do like Irfan Ali. Now, Muhammad is somebody that I like energy-wise. I like Muhammad. I would like to see what he was trying to do for Guyana. I believe from what I could see that he was interested in making improvements for Guyana. And I could see that there was nothing racial behind this, okay? So I do like Muhammad. Right? I haven't heard Muhammad speak on climate control and education and certain topics, but I would like to see where he fares on those topics. I believe he'll fare well because he seems to be a highly intelligent person. Now, I do not like Bharat, okay? I do not like Bharat, not because he's PPP, because Irfan is PPP, and I like him. I do not like Barrett, not because he's Indian, because Muhammad and Irfan are Indian. So that doesn't make any logical sense. Then you're saying, oh, must be because he's black Indian. The last time I checked, Irfan is way blacker than Barrett. Barrett is a lighter skinned Indian than Irfan. Irfan is just chipping on my color black. If he had some nigger naps, he could pass for Nino Brown in New Jack City. What are we doing? Like Irfan looks like a black man. It's only the hair texture that's making him look Indian. He look black, okay? Like, you know, you got them Guyanese that kind of look black and borderline. Irfan look black. He look like a nigga like me, okay? Like, let's get this straight, all right? So all this talk about, oh, well, Indian and this, that, whatever. No, I don't like Bharat because I don't like him. I don't like how he speaks. I don't like his attitude. And I don't like his personality. That's how I feel about the man. He gives this impression that he's superior to everybody, and he's struggling with the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is he thinks he's the smartest person in the room, and when he's in Guyana, he can get away with that. He can get away with talking in a certain way, but when international people who are highly educated, such as myself, listen to him, I'm like, this man is a full-blown jackass. He is not talking anything logical and anything of sense. Now, the reason why Melly Mel and Odessa Primus were up here is because I asked for information about the allegations of the rigged election in Guyana. Now let's just use our brains here. Is the PPP gonna call in and be like, "Hey, I just wanted to tell you how we rigged the election. This is what we did." Like, use your brain, people. Use your Russell brain. All right, we got a Russell brain for a reason. Use it. I asked for people to call in, okay? I asked specifically for Odessa Primus and then Melly Mel, whose name came up consistently when the Guyanese people were reaching out to me and saying that they are afraid to talk, but here's what they want people to know about the election. They came forward and they were saying that they think that the election is rigged and they want to talk about it, but they are afraid and they don't want anybody to know who they are, okay? So when I said that, I was like, okay, so who could talk about it? Who knows what's happening? Melly Mel and Odessa Primus' name came up. Odessa Primus' name was number 1. That's why you see me go on my page and I said, Odessa Primus, bring your big brain boat here tonight because I want to talk to you about the election, etc., etc., etc. That is how this happened. The phone lines were open. PPP people can call in and they can explain their side. So here are the allegations. They are alleging that you are using dead voters to vote in the election. They are alleging that you're using non-nationals who have not been there for a year to vote in your election. So if you are a PPP, how you would combat that is not to come and say, oh, Odessa Ropi Pokey and Mohammed Patagi. I don't deal with that stupidness. That's low-level reasoning. We don't low-level reason in politics. We low-level reason when we're at the rum shop. We low-level reason when we're talking about Chanderpaul and we're talking about Lara and we're talking about Ambrose, right? We do not low-level reason when we talk about politics. I don't do that low-level ropey pokey, Patagi, skunt nonsense in politics. So all the PPP has to do, the phone line is open. Send somebody from the PPP to call in and say, here is how it is impossible for us to use dead votes in the election because dead people have to go through blah, 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 and rah, rah, rah. That is how you intellectually have a conversation. Ropey pokey and Patagi skunt nonsense, that's not me, and I don't drink rum. Right? So that's not this conversation that I have in with nobody. So if you feel so strongly about the situation, you can strongly and intellectually come up here and defend the position because those are the allegations. That is how it goes. We don't do this baga nonsense and patagi skunt and whatever. That is a rum shop thing and I don't drink rum, okay? When I tell you level up or level out, that's how this conversation is going to go. So I'm giving a place for people to speak about how they felt about the election. I'm not paid by anyone. 1 Canadian dollar is like 200 Guyanese dollars, okay? There's nobody that can pay me for my integrity. There's nobody that can pay me for my morality. You cannot compromise me over some corned beef and biscuit. I'm not struggling and I'm not hungry. My platform has always been a platform to give a voice to the people, and my platform has always been a platform that puts out the accurate information. So we are having a discussion currently. No one is saying that all of this information is accurate. We're saying that this is a conversation that we're having. PPP people can come up here and rebuttal all they want. If they would like to talk and they would like to defend their position, they can do that. 416-346-7665. That's the number to call in. You can come up here and you can say what you would like to say. Outside of that, I'm not politically affiliated to anybody. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a person that wants the facts and wants the information so I can make an informed decision on something that I do. Okay? So let's go over tonight and what's going to happen. We are not disrespecting anybody on the panel for their opinion. We're not disrespecting anybody on the panel for their stance. PPP people, other party people can even call in and have a conversation if they would like, because I'm not blocking this out to anybody. Anyone can call in right now and have this discussion. So, there's 4 political parties in Guyana. There's the People Progressive Party, which is the PPP or PPC. We Invest in Nationhood, which is WIN. That's the team, Mohammed's team. A Partnership for National Unity, and Forward Guyana Movement. So anybody from these parties can call in tonight and have a conversation. We have no issues with that. You are free to call in. You are free to discuss. I have no problem. Can you drop a like on the video, please? Because we're putting together some conversations here that you're not allowed to have in Guyana, because whatever happens will happen. So so let's get this conversation popping now. Let's see if I can get Melly Mel, and let me test this first and see. Because, I don't know if you guys didn't know, but iPhone is like the worst thing on the planet. And I hate iPhone. And I don't know why I have the iPhone connected to this thing for, because it is a nightmare. See, it's not coming through, is it? Let's see. Okay, let me set this up here now. So we're going to be bringing Melly Mel on, and we're going to be bringing Odessa on. And they're going to be discussing some of the racial issues that they have been facing in Guyana. In Guyana right now, it's a very, very tense situation racially. And, I remember I did a post on my page previously, and I said, what's going on in Guyana. I was talking about the situation where, what country has the most racial tension, and Guyana was number 1. And it was unfortunate to see that, because like I said, when I went to Guyana, I got a lot of love and stuff like that. But when you're visiting versus when you live there, it's 2 different things, right? So Guyana has a serious problem with racial issues, and I wanted them to come and speak to that just a bit, because they are okay. Now it's working. Let's see. Let's try this again. Because they are both Black women in Guyana, and I wanted them to talk to us and enlighten us a bit, especially about the elections and things of that nature, right? Okay. So let's see what's going on here. We're going to add them now. People, I'm going to ask if you can stop calling. That's part of the problem. You guys have been calling. I think I have the entire Guyana trying to contact me every single day, like all day from midnight to like it's been crazy. So I'm gonna ask for you guys to refrain. I'm gonna add them now so that we can have this conversation and we can talk to one another. Who's in the Guyana have the most racial issues? Vanessa Johnson. All right. Let's see. Yep. Send the live around. Send the live around, guys. Okay, I'm going to wait for them to call back and join, because they're not answering. But what are we going to do? I pulled up some statistics for you guys, and I'll wait for them. So the Guyanese election that happened, so the percentage of the votes, okay? The PPP got 55.31% of the votes. This is based on the breakdown now, and these are the intermittent numbers or the temporary numbers that they've been giving us. So the PPP won the election, and they won the election with 55.31% of the vote. WIN, which was formed this year, they came in at 24.87%. So 55.31%. The second place was 24.87%. Third place was the a partnership for national unity, which was 17.79%. And then last place was Forward Guyana Movement, which was 0.99% of the people. So that is where the breakdown comes. The Progressive Party, PPP, was 55.31. The Win Party was 24.87. The Partnership for National Unity was 17.79, and then the FGM, Forward Guyana Movement, was 0.99%. So that was the percentage breakdown of the election. The voter turnout over the last couple of years, we're going to take a look into that. The voter turnout. So in 1968, it was the first election post British Guyana, right? British Guyana. They had 85.14% of the people turn out to vote in that election. So that was in 1968, okay? Then we had 1973. In 1973, 81% of the people voted, which is a very good number as well. In 1992, there was 88.7% people voting. So that was the highest year ever in the history of Guyana. 1992, 88.7% of the people voted. That was because it was a long break between 1973 and 1992. As you can see, that's 19 years. So then the next election was in 2011, which is another huge break. And in 2011, 69.49% of the people voted. If you are going to be joining my insiders group, I have an insider circle group that I have. These will be given to you in actual breakdown stats that you'll be able to have and keep and save. And so you'll be able to see them and it'll be great, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So in 2011, 69.49% of the people voted. 2015, 72.19% of the people voted. 2020, 72.58% people voted. And in this last election, the tentative numbers are 61.58%. So that is a substantial drop. So this election, what it's looking like, is the lowest turnout in the history of Guyanese elections, with only 61.58% people voting. This is substantially low compared to previous years. The highest year you've had on record was 1992. And I would expect that, if seeing as the last election would have been 1973. So if anybody wants to call in and have a discussion quick until we get Melly Mel and Odessa, the number is 416-346-7665. If you want to call in on WhatsApp, please. WhatsApp is a lot easier to connect the calls. When you call straight, for some reason, it breaks up. So if you call via WhatsApp, 416-346-7665, you'll be able to get me. But yeah, so that is a glimpse of the elections in Guyana. This year, 55% of the people voted for PPP. And as we said, we are trying to figure out the allegations of the election tampering. We want to find out, more details around that. If you are a PPP person, you can come up here and you can simply explain how it's not possible to tamper, why you are against biometrics, etc., these types of things, because this is what the issue is when it comes to the election in Guyana. It seems to be like if there's a pencil and paper type of situation going on, that is insane. So, yes. So hold on. Oh, wait. So there was an election in 97. There was a few more elections than that. Nigel London. People have been bringing his name up. If somebody can contact Nigel London and get him to call Nigel London, that would be great. That would be great. Somebody said, Sadie said, lowest turnout and PPP got 55%. Okay. So, yeah, 2011, there was 2006. 69 per. Okay, so you had two low years. So you had an election in 1968, an election in 1973, an election in 1992, an election in 1997, 2001, 2006, 2011, 2015, 2020, and 2025. Sorry, my eye skipped over part of the screen. So the lowest turnout year has been this year. And the first free and fair election is 1992, which would be why there was one of the highest turnouts that year. But okay, you know what? These numbers look like they're wonky. We're gonna have to go back and take another look at these because they're crazy. Yeah. Get Nigel London to call in, please, because a lot of people are asking if he can call in. And yeah, so I did some digging on Muhammad, and I found some interesting information on him. I didn't know he was so young, actually. Someone said Guyana is Banana Republic. Let's see this. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good night.
Hi, good night.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Just a quick recap, Lil. I just want the people of Guyana to know that they have a saying, and I believe that the PPP indeed, works and way to go back there in power. But at the end of the day, the Guyanese people need to stand up and do the rights. I'm not saying go in and destroy buildings, because at the end of the day, that won't be better because most the the head right now sending out the four men to shoot and kill. We don't need that right now, thinking. So the people of Guyana need to come do the rights, right?
Okay.
And that is what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your call. I appreciate you. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. Yes, so we have. Yeah. Okay, so let's read some of the comments. Mind you, everyone left, right, were complaining about the nasty state of affairs, the governments of Guyana. Many stressed that it would be their first time voting. Yet they're telling people with the disgruntled citizens, the imported Indians, the willful importation of Venezuelans, etc. Yet the lowest numbers of voters make it make sense. Okay. Hey, Feria Ann. I didn't call nobody name. Big Boxy Ferry on there. I see you there. Glad to see you tonight. Tempted to toe divine. Okay, blessed night. So I got some info on Muhammad. I didn't know he was so young. He looked good though. I don't really do the Indian man thing, but he looked good. He looked sweet, man. He looked good. So let me get the breakdown here on him that I was able to pull up. I was able to pull up some information on him and some information on Bharat. So some people were saying that I am not giving Bharat a fair chance. So we're gonna pull up Bharat history, right? Let's see what comes up for him, right? Because I don't know. Wait. Okay. So the information that I was able to pull up on Bharat, just pulling this up. PNC got whipped. Okay. So Bharat's real name is Bharat Jagdeo. I don't really want to give this man no respect, but we gonna try. Birthday, January 23rd, 1964. Somebody tell me what that age that Mickey. That Mickey 61. Bart, you 61 years old? You should have been at Freedom 55. It say he born in Unity Village, Demerara, Mahika. Back then it was called British Guyana. Oh, you born in Mahika. The Obia women just live out there. That's where they just throw thing in the pot and boil thing against people and thing. Let me be careful with you, cause one of them easy. Hello, good night.
Village, Demerara, Mahika.
Can you turn the broadcast down, please? Hello, good night.
Hello, good night. Is that better?
Yes, that's better. Thank you, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. This is Miss Diamond Natural.
Oh, my girl. People, if you don't know who Diamond Natural is, aka Vicky Bab, aka Babbzy, she is the #1 female comedian out of Guyana. Can we get a round of applause for her right now? The #1 female.
Oh my God, that's a nice title. Thank you.
Well, he's a Bab, so I gotta inflate. You understand? I gotta inflate. How you doing, girl?
Yes, thank you. I'm doing good. I dropped to sleep.
Yeah.
And I called in earlier, but like you were still playing your little music and things. So I was like, all right, let me come upstairs and freshen wake up a little bit and then call in.
How proud are you feeling to be Guyanese right now? Tell me, 100%, 10%, where you at? Give me the percentage.
I'm always gonna be so proud to be Guyanese. Guyana keeps me grounded, the culture.
Yep.
Guyana, discovering my Guyanese heritage, roots, and culture is kind of what saved me mentally, right?
Right.
So I know that the nation is capable of so much. I visited for the first time in 42 years last year, October.
Oh, Lord. So you mean I'm more Guyanese than you? I'm more Guyanese than you?
You more Guyanese than me, darling.
Okay. Go on, man.
And, the overwhelming love I felt when I visited. So now to see all of this, what's the word I'm looking for?
Confusion.
Contention.
Right.
Yes, contention over the elections and all of the violence against the content creators. It is heartbreaking.
Yes. Do you want to give us a kind of a conversation quickly about Lola? Because we know you don't do political conversations whatsoever. So, but Lola, yeah.
Right. Because, I'll get into that too, just to kind of clarify that, because I don't want people to feel as if I'm disingenuous, right? I made a comical video one time, and if you said the people cost me, and I say, you know what? Let me stay out of this, because it's only recently I really understood the differences between the political parties, right?
Right.
I left there when I was 9 years old. I've never lived there as an adult. So I think it would be remiss for me to speak on any political affairs in Guyana.
I believe that you are entitled to speak on the affairs of Guyana from where you know and your standpoint. Your standpoint is valid. And as a Guyanese American, if you are misinformed or uninformed or underinformed, then you speaking will highlight this misinformed, underinformed stance that you're coming from. I don't think that you should be in a situation where you are feeling like you are not able to speak on a topic for your heritage. We have to come to a place where, okay, Diamond, you were wrong when you said this, and this. And the reason why we're upset is because the Henry Boys happened, and then Adriana Young happened, and then so that's where I feel we have to get to as a people, because you're a highly intelligent woman. And we need
Yeah.
you and we need your brain in this conversation. And just because you may not have been fully aware of some of the circumstances surrounding some of the issues that plague Guyana doesn't mean that
hmm
you have to 1010% plug out, if you understand what I mean. You are
I trust
valid.
me. I completely understand. I completely agree. And to your point about the Adriana Young situation, because I don't really get involved in the political debates and so forth,
Right,
I felt obligated to show up when this young lady, was unalived and there
right,
was so much pain in the community,
right,
because the community pours into me and because they were hurt. I felt it my duty to show up for them.
right, right,
So
right,
I went to 2 candlelight vigils, I believe, and I went up on stage and I was just trying to make a message about unity, not realize something that I said was a political slogan and it was a problem when I came up. And I was like, look, I was born in the United States.
right.
I, I love Guyana. I am a Guyanese by blood. I have my Guyanese birth certificate, but for the most part, I was raised in American culture.
Right.
So I think trying to box me into any political affiliation or trying to shame me for something, it's just, I'm like, you know what? Let me do a little bit more research until I'm comfortable, like you said, because I am a very intelligent person
Correct.
and I would love to I would love to try to unite
Right.
and try to be a bridge between any conflicts that are taking place between the communities and the peoples of Guyana.
Correct. I understand exactly what you're saying. I feel the same way because I'm not Guyanese, but I do have a lot of Guyanese family. So
Okay.
my grandfather, one of my grandfather's siblings moved to Guyana in the 1950s, and she was a
hmm
Kelman. And then she ended up marrying, oh God, I can't remember the last name of the people them. So I met some of my family through COVID, because
mm
one of my cousins died from COVID and was on TV in the UK. And his name, he was a Kelman. And when I put up, he passed away, yada yada yada, people are like, wait a minute, you're family to him because he's family to me, this, that, and ever. So then we tracked it down. And so I have a cousin named Greg who I call Kelly. And I have a whole heap of Guyanese family, right? That I knew of some of them, but I did not know that there was so many of them. So I didn't know
hmm
that the group was so big. Someone's gonna tell me the name of my Guyanese family. I can't believe I'm on air and I can't remember their name. But so to me, like as a Caribbean person, if I have family in Guyana, I'm interested in what's transpiring down there, right? And I'm not going to always get it right either. So that's why I came up today. And I'm like,
hmm
listen to me. I'm not anti-Indian. I live in Canada. We don't have problems with Indians in Canada. We don't have problems with
Right.
Indians in Barbados. So this whole Babbzy don't like Indian people, like that's nonsense. Let's just get past that. So that's how I combat the ignorance. I just shut it down with intelligence. I'm like, listen to me. I don't know anything about combating Indians. I live in Toronto,
hmm
right? So
hmm
and I always said that when I went to Guyana, I had a really good time when I went there and visited there. So it was a good time for me. And so as a Caribbean blogger, I feel like if Guyana is a part of the Caribbean, right, I can speak on it.
Right.
And even if I
Right.
came from Vietnam, I could speak on Guyana if I wanted to. This is 2025 and we can speak on what we want to speak on, which is not oppression. So when it's like
Right.
mind your business and no, you mind your business. Go on your page, and you talk about what you want to talk about. Talk about you Pepper Pot and Charmaine on your page,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
But
Right.
so so
Right.
so that's where I am with the topic. But I don't want you to feel like cussing online is equivalent to cussing in real life. And I just want you
Mm.
to know that you're so respected and you're so important in the Guyanese community that when you do show up for Adriana Young and stuff, that does say a lot. And I want you to know that,
Oh.
like, you need your flowers for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and one thing with me too, like we're like blood relatives on social media. So anytime anybody trouble you, you know I'm gonna run out. You know I'm gonna be like, I message you and I be like, girl, you good? Cause you want
Yeah,
me come
yeah.
you want me come and drop some
Yeah.
god blinders and some, cause I will drag it out. And you like, man, I good, man, I can handle them, man. I can handle them, man. And same with you. You message me like, girl, you all right? You want me to do a video? I'm like, girl, let me handle them. I gonna handle them. You
It's
know?
true. It's true. Yeah, because people thought we were related. I remember when I first came to prominence.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah,
appreciate.
they were like, "Are you related to Babbzy?" But I don't know if you remember. I told you my paternal grandfather, my father's father, was Bayesian.
Right, right, right.
So the Bab last name is well known in Barbados. So who knows if we were to go through our family trees, right?
Well, there's only two lines of Babs in Barbados, right? Well, there's three.
Oh, okay.
There's three actually. There's two from St. Lucie and one from St. Michael. So that's it. There's only three lines of them. So
Okay.
more than likely you have a 33% chance of being related to me.
Yeah, because I don't know any of my family from Barbados. Nobody, not a first cousin, not a auntie, great aunt, nobody.
We'll get some names and get some names and we'll work it out for you. Okay, we promise.
I think my grandfather's name was Cecil Bab.
Oh, I know that name.
Oh,
I know
you
that
know the
name.
name?
Yeah, yeah. So trust me.
Yeah.
So where are you gonna be this week? Or do you have any comedy shows coming up? Anything going on?
I am, this is some much needed downtime for me.
Mm-hmm.
The Labor Day weekend holiday was very busy.
I saw you whining and
So
thing. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I had my a solo production in Queens was an awesome success. Laughter and Lux, and then I co-hosted Guyana Day at the Brooklyn Navy Yard 2 days later.
Yeah. How was
But
that?
I'm already in the planning stages for my next solo production in Georgia. That's going to be in December, and Laughter and Lux returns to New York in the spring. And I'm also going to Guyana in November
Okay.
to host the Demrock Music Awards with Sean McAllister.
Give me that weekend.
Yeah.
If I'm free, let me see if I can swing down there and come do. I gotta
Oh,
go.
that would be
You know me.
nice.
I wanna go down Guyana and check Eddie Brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, November 14th, we're doing that.
Okay. Okay.
November 14th,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll look into those dates. Okay. Well, thank you for swinging
Mhm.
by. We're gonna take some
Oh,
other
you are
calls.
so welcome.
I love you so much. I appreciate you.
I I love you too. I'm gonna sing on because you said you have some more guests coming on, right?
Yeah, people are calling down this phone like crazy. But I also wanted
Oh
to say,
wow, okay.
and I also wanted to say thank you for the support that you gave when my mom died. You
Oh,
were
you're so
really
welcome.
tremendous. You stepped up like tremendously, more than people that I know in real life, and you checked in and everything because it was not good. But
Trust me.
I'm getting
A
better.
a
So
lot of lessons only life can teach.
it's so
And
true.
people don't know until they go through it. And this month, I think in 10 days will be 8 years since I lost my mom.
Okay.
And when
Yeah.
you lose your mother, you're untethered. So
Yes.
I
Takes a
I
while.
instinctively reach out to protect people
Yeah, you had
when I
me.
know they've lost their mother.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
some
Okay.
people don't come back from it.
Okay. So, how do
Yeah.
people find you on social media before you go?
I am on Instagram and TikTok at diamond_natural.
Okay.
And I'm also on Facebook at just Diamond Natural. Some people say they can't find me though. I don't even when I search, but
Okay.
if you look hard enough, you'll find me.
All right. So, people, I'm gonna put in the replay. If you're watching, I'm gonna have her pages tagged here so you can find her easily. Thank you, sweetheart, for passing through. I
Okay,
love
you
you
are
so
most
much.
welcome,
Have a
Babbzy. I
wonderful
love you
evening.
too.
Okay. Be good.
Okay, you too.
Bye.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
We got Guyanese friends all over the world. You ain't know that? You ain't know that? Someone says Bert is the champion of the earth. Oh, here we go. Here comes the trolling. Somebody said, "Oh, leave our country alone." Oh no. Here we go. Leave your country alone. What's gonna happen if I don't? What would you do? The Around Advocate broadcast. May your mom continue recipes. Yeah, I'm better now. I'm better. Like last year, this time I wouldn't have been able to get through this live. I would have been like, but I am 1,010% better. So we got to get back up and running. I'm trying to see where Melly Mel and Odessa are, cause they were supposed to join, and we were going to talk about some of the issues. We're still taking calls. So whoever's been calling, there's been a few people calling. I don't know where they're calling from. This is someone's calling from Grenada. Someone's calling from Toronto. Someone's calling from, I don't know where's 929. Another Guyana, 647 Toronto, Guyana. There's a whole bunch of calls coming from Guyana, area code 868. That's Trinidad. 857. So you guys can call back. So yeah, you see what happens when you are don't make them phase you. No, let me tell you something. Trolls don't phase me anymore. It's what actually phases me is I'm like, how are you survived to this point being this ignorant? You know, like when I looked in my inbox this morning and I saw so much Guyanese people cussing me and they're like ropey pokey. Like I'm just like, look, man, what is this, man? Like this is like not one person has come and said the reason why the PPP won is because they blah 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 blah. It's just craziness. I don't know. Hold on a second. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Good night.
Is this the podcast Babbzy?
Yes, this is Babbzy.
Yes, I just want to let you know that everything Odessa Primus and Melly telling you there is their version of the story. It's all a pack of lies.
It's a pack of lies.
You go to Guyana,
okay,
you will see how happy people live.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
And all these guys about to fear for their life and all this nonsense is a set of bullshit.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Hold on, sweetheart. Hold on, sweetheart. Something's playing in the background.
Get out.
Can you turn down?
Vote for them.
Can you?
Every person voted for them receive $50,000. You know that?
Can you turn down what's playing in the background, please? So that was somebody calling from Grenada, talking about how great Guyana is. So what are you doing down in Grenada then? If you wait, how you got Grenada phone in Guyana? I understand. What happened there? If they getting so much good thing, what are you doing in Grenada? But you got me confused here. What are you doing down in there? Oh. I don't even know what to say. If Guyana is so good and they're giving away money, what you doing down in Grenada? Cause you know Grenada it ain't really the best place on the place to live neither, right? You know that, right? Hold on one second. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Hi.
Babbzy?
Hi, it's Babbzy, yes.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I've been listening. Yeah, I've been a fan of yours for years, way before the popularization of social media, if that's the word, you know. But
okay.
I'm also a Guyanese artist, so I choose to stay anonymous.
Okay.
The lady that just called you and was saying don't pay Melly Mel and Odessa no mine. These people are trolls, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they choose not to speak the truth and and the facts that's going on in Guyana. A lot of people are getting marginalized. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are catching hell. For instance, my fellow musicians, um, if they perform for the different parties, right?
Right.
The party that's in power would blackball them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like for like 5 years, the whole term.
Oh
And these guys
wow.
can't get any shows. Yeah, these guys can't get any shows. These guys can't do anything. Can't feed their family.
Wow.
And it's like you don't even have no freedom of speech in this place, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So a lot of people are trying to hide the fact, but a lot of stuff that's happening over here is kind of like borderline totalitarian, you know?
Okay. Are you actually physically in Guyana right now?
No, I'm in New York, but I'm in Guyana like half of the year, and then I'm in New York, half of the year. So I'm like
Okay.
in both places, you know. But all of my musician friends, man, I feel it bad for them down there, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you can't even have freedom of speech to say I'm gonna sing for the next party, or I'm gonna say that this next party got it. Like I've been around a lot of Jamaican artists,
Mm-hmm.
and they would cuss the government and call PJ, Batman, and do this, cuss every government.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every, and these guys would still be on the big shows in Jamaica. You would never hear of them talking about being blackballed.
Right, right, right.
You know what I'm saying? I've never heard a Jamaican ever talk about the government. The only thing I can hear them say is about their visa got take away or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But these people calling in, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry with them because it's definitely black and Indian in Guyana.
Okay.
It's all about race.
Okay. No, I good
And a
man.
lot of people, a lot of people, when you see black people marching and saying no justice, no peace in Guyana, it's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been happening a lot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's my take, and just stay blessed.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What did you say? Okay, message me your name privately so I know who you are as an artist and send me some of your music so I can check it out, okay? Don't forget,
Okay.
WhatsApp it to me, all right?
All right, cool.
All right, thank you, sweetheart.
All
Have a
right,
great
cool.
night. So, yes, people, I got Guyanese followers all over the world, Barbados is no real destination, Barbados is no destination, Cause Barbados is, I don't know, the man gone down to Barbados and he go down and he go to Barbados and oh Lord have mercy. Let's see. We're taking another call tonight. Let's go. Let's go. It's gonna be a long night. Let's see. Hello. Good night.
Hey, Miss Bobs. Good night.
Hi. Who's this, sweetie? Or you want to remain
This is
anonymous?
Nico. Nico.
This is
Oh, I ain't gonna be anonymous. I ain't scared of nobody.
who's this?
Oh, Nico.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. A little upset about the election.
You kind of sound a little bit muffled up. Can you say keep carry on?
You can hear me better now?
Yeah, you sound a little better now. So yes, Vera, what did you want to say, what did you want to let us know tonight?
I wanted to let you guys know that the PPP definitely rigged the election. We fought hard for T. Mohammed to win this election. You know why? Because he's the man for the people.
Okay.
Instead of the government work with Mr. Mohammed, with all that oil money, people struggling. For every one house that man built, they should have been able to build 10.
Right, right, right.
Instead of victimizing this man that is trying to bring a better way of life to Guyana.
Right.
I love Melly Mel and Odessa because Melly Mel is exposing the corruption.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing that is going on in Nepal with the ministers and them starving the people while they live in lavish. That's exactly what's going on in Guyana. The
Right.
1% is enjoying the oil wealth while the 99% is struggling.
Right. Melly Mel and Odessa, I'm not sure what happened. I've been talking to them all day. They were gonna come on live. I hope nothing happened to them physically or anything like that, because it's strange. We've been corresponding well all day, and I don't know, they're not answering. I don't know if I don't think they're ghosting me. I think something, I'm actually worried because I'm like, why are neither of them answering right now? Because it's the
Well,
two
we'll
of them.
try to reach out to them. I'll try to reach out to them when I get off the phone and see if Melly gonna answer
Okay.
or stuff, unless they lost track of time or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But the world is watching. The world is watching. The president is the PPP.
What's that playing in the back?
Everybody.
That's something else playing in the back?
Oh no, nothing else. I could call back, but no, nothing else playing in the back.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I can hear something else playing. Okay, so thanks for your call, sweetie. Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Have a good night. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Yes. Did I call them on WhatsApp? Yeah, I've called them on WhatsApp. I messaged them on WhatsApp. I want to play the song for the woman that called cussing.
I want to go back to Grenada to teach the Cubans how to fight.
The woman down in Grenada cussing about Guyana great. But you ever see something so you like? They getting $1,000. They getting $1,000. Okay, $1,000 gonna do what? What I gonna buy? And the thing is, she ain't even listening, She just tinging, She just tinging,
I want to go back to Grenada to teach the Cubans how to fight. They let America take over, complaining about Reagan's might. Lord, I hear everywhere is only bombs in the town. People running helter-skelter, looking for a place to shelter. Señor, por favor. La manera que tengo mi corazón. Viva, viva, viva la revolución.
And leave Cuba had arrested
Gordon Austin.
America
won't have excuse
to running. Llévame a Grenada, llévame.
Llévame a Grenada, llévame. Judas, Lucifer, and Jezebel mustn't get away.
You gotta be careful around here, tunes just get pull out when they're ready, Tunes just get pull out, boy. They just get pull out, man. Let me read the comments. Let me tell you, she better stay in Grenada or go back to Guyana and collect she $1,000. but this is a hold on. There's the thing about I don't understand with these people, right? You come in to support PPP. Come intellectually and support them. This is bag of hollering and they're telling bare lies. Okay, what part is a lie? Come and say she ain't even listening, and then she listened to something else. I didn't want to really disrespect the woman because I say I don't know if she deaf. I have a feeling she might not be able to hear good. I don't know. Cause I talking to she and she can't hear me. She just hollering. I don't know if she credit run out because she calling me from a Grenada number. Grenada. Call Laura. Listen, tell them people to call. I can't call nobody. Them got to call me. Tell them, get them the number on WhatsApp and tell them call me, right? Tell them call me. Yeah, she calling from a Grenada number. I don't think she have a Grenada number in Guyana. Imagine you calling about how great some places and you ain't there. Somebody from the PMP call up here, please, and come and rectify your party. I don't want to hear about nobody ropey pokey, you know. I want to hear something intellectual from the PMP side. If you are a PMP, please call up here and be respectable and tell me something that makes sense. I don't want to hear nothing about black this and black that. I live in Canada. Right? I don't know if this conversation is a struggle. I am from Canada. I don't want to hear about no ropey pokey nothing. Okay? I want to hear something about why the PMP won the election fair and square and all of the things that people are alleging. Come and rebuttal and make these things come up here. That's all you got to do. I don't understand. All Guyanese can call in and share your views. Melly Mel and Odessa is busy. Okay. Yeah. So PPP, not PNP. Sorry, PPP. There's so much political people in the Caribbean right now. Sorry about that. My apologies. There's the PNP. There's the PPP. I don't know what it is. So let's just not get confused. Then let's just say, hey. Okay. So Melly Mel is messaging now. Yeah. Sorry about that, people. PNP is Jamaica. And they had their election last week too. Forgive me. All right? Forgive me. I made a mistake. Babbzy makes mistakes all the time. We don't have a problem to say apologizing to make a mistake here. We sorry. We sorry. Okay, Melly Mel is ready to join. Let's call her now. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, Good night, Melly Mel.
Hey, good night.
How are you? It's okay.
I just got in. Sorry.
Yeah, the people cussing me. They say, "Where's Melly Mel? We come from Melly Mel and Odessa. They may want to see me, you know. They want to see y'all. They want to see me, you know. They say it's you all they want to see. How you
Are
doing?
you still? I am good. You still on?
You're actually on right now. Yeah, the people can hear you.
Oh, hey. I am good. Hey, good night, listeners.
Yes. So we were just talking about the election, and
Oh,
we had some people calling in that want to say something. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this call and I'm gonna call you right back. Okay? Get yourself together. Okay? Hello. Good night. Hello. Good night.
good night, Miss Babbzy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Okay, I'm like Diamond Natural.
Okay.
I moved to the US when I was 13, but still have family back home.
Okay.
I follow everything that's going on and I go home at least twice a year and visit. So I'm have a vested interest in my country.
Okay.
Now, basic things I look at. When I go home, I would like to see clean running water, not water that comes out the tap that looks like coffee. Hello.
Yes, I'm here, sweetie. I'm just letting you talk.
Okay. Electricity. I would like to be able to sleep with a fan. I suffer from disaccustomancy because I have central air. So when I go home, I know there's a different type of luxury. So a fan without getting blackouts. Now that Guyana has oil, there are certain things that they should be implementing. Going to the bank is a disaster. Doing business at home is a pain in the ass. You have to stand up in a line to get into the bank. But I kid you not. I was so pissed the last time that I went there. They had people outside like if you were a herd of cows.
Wow.
So that lady that just called that said Guyana is so beautiful, I don't know which part of Guyana her damn ass is living in.
She's in Grenada. But go on. She's in the Grenadian part of Guyana.
Okay, yes, they did increase the money that they're giving people, the 50,000 that she's talking about. But that's not a whole lot of money.
We know that.
Anyway,
We know
back to
that.
doing business. You go to the get a power of attorney done, you have to give somebody money underneath the table.
Right.
Okay? We're talking about simple things that should be able to be done online. That takes forever to get done. You cannot go home and say you're going to spend a week and get business done. So I don't know what country they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have stuff direct deposit. You got to go pick up a check and then you got to go deposit it. The banking system is a disaster.
Okay. So one point we're gonna put down is we want to address the banking system. Okay.
And the water and the light.
The water and the light. So you want a fan? Ew.
No, I have a fan. I would
I
like the
teasing
fan
you.
to
I teasing
work
you. I
and
teasing you.
not be
I teasing you. I
and now
teasing
wake
you.
up with in beads of perspiration.
I hear
Thank you.
you.
You're being funny. Thank
I,
you, darling.
yes. So we're gonna have the lights, the water, and the banking. Right. These are the things we're
And the
gonna.
police start harassing me when I leave the airport. And as soon as the car turns, they stop you because they're looking for $5,000.
Yeah, I know about that. Trust me. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. What's your name,
So,
sweetheart?
oh, I'm gorgeous, Queen Esther.
Oh, gorgeous Queen Esther. Okay. How you get gorgeous Queen Esther? You single? You mingling? What you doing with that name there?
No, I just like to flatter myself. So somebody got to do it. I don't usually hear it, so I make sure I flatter myself.
Oh, okay. You could cook food good? Like you could make chow mein and them thing
Yes,
there?
I'm fluffy, honey, because
Okay.
I eat well.
So you what where you live next time I come in and visit you city I want chow mein and pepper pot, you know. You gonna make that?
Yes, I'm in Florida.
Okay, so I coming down there, I can come down there soon. When I come down there, I can message you. I want my food, you know, when I land, you know. Yeah, when you hear
Not a
someone
problem.
banging down your door, it's not the police, it's me. You understand what I mean?
That's okay. You're welcome anytime. I can cook
All,
all of that.
all right, sweetie. Have a good night, eh?
All right. Thank you very
Take
much. Bye
care.
bye.
All right. So we want water. We want water. Oh Lord, this phone is hot tonight, boy. We want water. We want electricity that can run the fan. And we want a banking system that working properly. That's what we want. No, that's what we want. That's what we want. So, that's how they want us to remain. Oh Lord. Oh my God. So yeah, people, let's get Melly Mel here on because I'm going to. All right, this is the number here. Voice call. Here we go. Yeah, there he is. Drain.
Hey,
Hi, Melly Mel.
hey, what's up?
Okay, so I sorry about that. The phone got cut off. The phone is ringing like crazy, so I just put it on do not disturb now, so that we'll be able to
That
have
is
this
okay.
very big conversation. So, how was the response since last night? Have you seen a lot of people messaging and saying stuff, etc.?
Oh, people are always messaging and saying stuff, but there's never a day when my inbox is not full.
Oh gosh, I can
How?
imagine.
So today, however, my inbox was full with like complaints about a hospital. So 6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I would have started posting complaints from patients that goes to the private hospital.
Okay.
This private hospital by the name of Balwan Singh Hospital.
Say it again.
Balwan Singh Hospital is one of the private hospitals in Guyana.
Okay.
So I started posting complaints from patients. So what they were complaining about, they were basically like forcing pregnant mother to do C-sections, wrong diagnosis, a set of different malpractice. And their former patients were complaining. So I would have posed that complaint.
Okay.
So 6 years ago, they would have sued me. However, I migrated a couple of years now. I'm living in the US, but the case was still going on. So they were awarded today. Apparently, they sued me for defamation. I defamed the hospital and the doctors. So they sued me and they were awarded $30 million in damages today. So I guess that was I was all over the news today because they were awarded these damages. So Babs, I explained to them that this will forego account have 179 US. And since I have like about three other lawsuits, I think Anil Nandalal, he got a judgment of 80 million. So I don't know how they're going to split it.
So they really suing you. Like they suing you. Like they like
Yeah,
really.
they sue. Yeah, they sue. They go to court and they get default judgment because I don't ever turn up in court. I live in the US. How you sue me from Guyana?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's all a scare tactic, Babsy. It's all a scare tactic so that I will stop posting stuff or stop talking or it's somehow supposed to silence me.
Girl, I shock.
What are you shocked
No,
about?
because I blog in
It is
15 years.
actually funny.
I blog in 15 years and I cuss out so much people. And well, I mean, when I cuss out people, I don't cuss out people like in a way where like when I cuss out
Like
people, I just be right.
because we have freedom of speech and I was right too. But because we have freedom of speech in I think you're in Canada, right, Babsy?
Yeah.
Because we have freedom of speech in Canada and we have freedom of speech in the US. That's how it works here. Unfortunately, that's not how it works in Guyana. You say something, you tell the truth, you talk about your experience at a hospital, and you're sued for telling the truth.
Wow.
That's how it works. In Guyana, at least, in Guyana. But here's the funny thing, Babsy. None of them are coming to the US and sue me. I want them to come here and sue me. And that is what they're not doing.
Wow. I am in shock.
You're in shock. It was funny to me.
Do you have lawyers?
I do.
Okay.
I
Okay.
do, but I don't have any lawyers in Guyana. I don't live in Guyana. I live here in the US. If they sue me in the US, then it's a different thing.
Do
But they're not coming to sue me in the US because the case won't hold up in any court in the US because that's not how it works. You're not allowed to sue people. We have freedom of speech here.
I need to look into this. If there's a
So, Babs,
if there's anybody on the live right now who is familiar with the laws of Guyana, please contact me. Send me a DM, please. I need a Guyanese lawyer or
yeah,
somebody.
maybe if you know what, Babsy, I can have a Guyanese lawyer when do you want the person on?
Whenever. Cause
Uh,
I wanna know how that is. Like how can you sue
because
for
okay, so how it works, like I said, Babsy, they use the Cybercrime Act, the Cybercrime Law, the Cybercrime Amendment.
okay.
And even if they don't use it in the right way, they still find ways to interpret or to twist and turn that law
Okay.
to suit their agenda, regardless. It don't matter, regardless. As long as you see anything against the government or anybody with money, they just sue you, and you best believe they'll get a judgment because that's how the court system works.
Okay.
It's only for the rich and the politicians.
So they got a default judgment because you didn't appear in court and you didn't send a representative, basically. So
I
you're
don't ever appear in court. I don't ever appear in court, Babsy. Why are you suing me again? I live in the US. So I'm hoping the rest that file lawsuit will understand that I don't plan on turning up in court so they can have all the judgment that they want.
okay. How do you feel about that?
Um, how do I feel
Yeah.
about their judgment?
Yeah, are you going to be going back to Guyana anytime soon? Like talk to me about like life going
I'd be a
forward.
Babsy. I'd be a dead woman if I go back to Ghana. It's one of two things that I'll be dead or I'll be in jail for treason or some other trumped up charges for the rest of my life. So I'm basically exiled from my country.
I don't like how
And
this
well, of
sounded,
course,
man. This sounded real dark and thing, boy. I don't like how this thing sound. I don't like this.
Babbzy, it's the truth.
I don't like
Babbzy,
it.
it's the truth. This is the story of my life.
So how long has it been since you've been back to Guyana?
I haven't been back to Guyana in almost 4 years.
Wow.
Hmm. And not just I haven't been back to grandmother. I had to relocate my entire family.
For speaking out about injustices.
No, because they started going after my family,
Oh my
like my immediate
God.
family. Yeah, my mom, my grandmother, my son. So I had to relocate them.
Oh my God.
Hmm. My grandmother is now living in Barbados, and my mom and my son they live here in the U.S. My sister, my nephew, we all live in the U.S.
Oh my God.
Crazy, I know.
People in the comments are saying that Melly Mel name is in the VP mouth every week. This, that, whatever in the comments.
Yeah, yeah. They are more worried about me than they are about the opposition.
What I find interesting is like I'm not seeing anything from this side that is of substance, right? Like this is the
Which
concern
side?
for me. The PPP, I guess they would be called. Let me be careful because
Mm-hmm.
if I call them PNP, people have a nice nervous breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
I've been following the elections. I follow the elections in every country, even though I don't speak on them, because I try to stay away from being
Mm-hmm.
involved in political conversations because I feel like people can be real like dibby dibby whenever like political conversations come about. And I like so like this is why I don't like Bharat at all. Like when I listen to him, I've never heard him. I've never walked away from a speech and been like, "Oh wow, he's a highly intelligent man." You know, like you know what I'm saying.
Listen,
I've never heard him
it's
say anything that is gonna be, you know, like I've seen Irfan speak extremely well, especially internationally and globally when he talked about like the rainforest in Guyana and he, you know, like certain conversations I've seen from him, I'm like, okay,
he's a
he's
little better. He's not a Mia Motley.
oh
He's a
well,
little better than Bharat, but he is when I listen to Mia speaks, you sit there and you listen
all right.
and you're like, wow.
Mia Motley is chalking like let's just you know all right, go on. Yeah,
Probably one of the most no, I'm gonna say this, probably one of the most articulate leader in the Caribbean I've ever seen in a very, very long time.
yeah, she's not
Um,
she's not the same.
she is not your typical Caribbean leader that will give a speech and will leave you. No, when she gives a speech,
Yeah,
she gives a speech,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
right?
she's
And
Bajan
she
though,
reminds me a
so
lot of she reminds me a lot of this girl. Reminds me a lot of Amanda Walton. If you listen to Amanda Walton speak, she's from Guyana. She's
yeah,
really, really good as well.
yeah, nice, 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 nice.
But I can't say the same for a VP and our president. They sit down on a press conference and talk about shittings and slack buckter and all these backward, like you won't believe that you're listening to the VP of a country
Yeah, no,
or the president of a country.
I like, or like I said, Irfan, I do like, and I just want to say that, like, on a publicly, like, I do like him. I've seen him speak. You know, he does come across well when I seen him speak on global matters. I haven't really paid attention to him on local Guyanese matters as much because, like, I kind of see him more on the global stage when he is being interviewed, and he does conduct himself well.
So
Barrett
what I'll
now,
do, I'll send you what I'm going to do for you, Babsy.
okay,
I'm going to send you a couple of videos
okay,
on how he speaks and how he treats the local press
okay.
and how he treats his staff.
Okay.
And maybe, just maybe,
Might change my
you'll
opinion.
you'll change your opinion about, oh, I like him as to when he appears on the
Yeah.
international scene.
Okay. So that's where I am with him, right? Like, so when I will send me the videos, I'll take a look. But like with the Bharat, like every time I've ever heard him speak, I don't see intellect. I don't see somebody that is a leader. I see somebody who is kind of like, oh, let me address the peasants today and sit down, and I'm all the way up here and they're all the way
What he
down
is a
there.
bully.
And
No, what he is a bully.
like like he just gives this belief like I'm so wonderful and I'm the highest of the high in Guyana, and like I think
Guyana belongs to him.
for me, he got into a position that maybe he never thought he would have attained as a child, maybe. So like now that he's kind of in a place where he has all this power, like his minimal emotional intelligence is showing, his inability to read the room is showing, his inability to be self-aware is showing, like his lack of interpersonal
Babbzy,
skills
please
is
relax.
showing.
Babbzy, I don't want you to say a lot before you receive a cease and desist there
No,
in Canada.
he can send me a cease and desist in Canada. He can't. A cease and desist is not a legal document in Canada, right? A cease and desist is not a legal document in Canada. Cease and desist is a like I just don't see somebody that is a true solid leader. I see somebody, as we say in Barbados, pomposetting and pretending to be intellectually sound, and they're not. Like you can just tell these people from afar, and he just doesn't sound like somebody who is.
Babbzy, the entire cabinet is intellectually challenged.
Okay.
Our entire cabinet is intellectually challenged. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. I don't know the rest of them, like Anil Naran and all these people. I don't know them, but like Bharat, just whenever I see him, I'm like listening. I'm like, say something of substance right now. He always just gives this vibe like, oh, let me go talk to the peasants.
Oh yes, that is how they all behave.
Let me talk to the peasants for 5 minutes and just address these people. And oh man, I'm the vice president of Guyana, and like, oh, let me talk to them. They're so beneath me. Like that's the energy he always gives off. Like he's never come and been like, we. Like you see how Mia will be like, you'll see her on stage walking up with people and jamming and doing like she's like with the people still. Like I don't see that vibe from him, you know? I don't know. Where was he when Cartel was there? Was he in any of the videos? I don't remember seeing him.
No, he wasn't. That's not his cup of tea. Irfan, the president will more like try to mingle and pretend as though, he's cool and hip and hype and stuff. But Barrett just don't even bother to pretend with the whole,
Yeah, you
I
can
about
tell.
that life.
Yeah, you can see
He didn't even pretend with you about that life.
Yeah, you can see he's like he eat roti with knife and fork, right? Like he's one of them ones. You can tell. So yeah. But I'm really shocked that you're going through all of this. I didn't know it was this serious. Like I didn't know that you were being sued and
Babbzy, it is very serious. It is very serious, Babbzy. It's very serious.
wow. This is unfortunate. So what can we do to help? Like how do we get involved?
Well, Babbzy, first of all, I'm not responding to any of those judgments or those lawsuits in Guyana. The only thing the only legal document I reply to is anything that comes from a U.S. court.
Okay.
Nothing else. So there's nothing to do there.
Wow. Wow. I am in shock. I am in shock. Okay, let's see. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Mohabir Anil Nanalal has received a default judgment against Melly Mel. Minister Nanalal made the revelation during this week's edition of the Issues in the News program on Tuesday. He's currently anticipating judgment in the case. I've already obtained default judgment against her. I'm waiting a date from the court for the assessment of damages hearing to take place. So this was dated on August 13th, 2025. So that was about a month
Couple of weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah. And then let's see. So I don't see the one for today doesn't. Oh yeah, there is. Judge orders Melly Mel to pay over 38 million in defamation to Dr. Balwant Singh Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to laugh, but I'm like, listen, so they just going and wasting the court time? How come they don't have time for the Henry boys?
No, they don't have time for anything. Not just the Henry boys. They don't have time to serve it, to solve any crime. Babbzy, I told you, unless you are part of the elite, you are rich, you're a politician, they don't really care about you. You're just there to vote at election time to put them back in power and make them more rich.
Wow. This is insane. I am in shock. Like I didn't even expect to hear this today. I didn't even know that this is all what was going on, and like this is insane. Like Guyana is, like I don't want to even want to sound bad, but this Guyana just sounds real backwards, really and truly. Like that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like a backwards nation.
The systems are backwards. While we're in 2025 and tech, and there's so much, and everything is progressing with technology and all that, the systems that are replacing Guyana are backward. And that's because that is how they control their supporters, using that backward system, having them uneducated
Yeah,
about a lot
because
of things.
I don't want to sound rude, but I'm just confused as to where the intellectual PPP people are. Like I'm not seeing them. Where are
There are a
they?
few, there are a few, but
Like
then
all
there
I'm
are a
seeing is
few, but
like
then they are muzzled. But then the few that are intellectual in the party are muzzled.
all I'm seeing is
They're not allowed. They're not allowed to do and say as they like, or else they're out the party. So you better toe the line.
I'm just wondering what we as a community, the Caribbean community, can do to help. Like, because it's like, it just seems weird that we're just sitting down here and then like all of this stuff is going on in Guyana. And then it's like, okay, well, what can we do to help? We're just going to sit and watch this country, this nation kind of just be in
But
this.
Babsy, I don't know. I was kind of really, really upset with the international observers that came to observe the election, because now that the election is finished, now everybody is coming out. Oh, the election wasn't free and fair, and there were so many irregularities, and there were so many this, and there were so many that. But you literally came to our country as an international observer, watched this government rig the election, didn't say anything, but leave, and now you're speaking out about how bad the election was.
I
What was
think
the purpose of you coming?
I think part of it might have been that they're on Guyanese soil, so they don't want to say anything because they don't want to end up hurt, or they don't want to end up in a situation. Like Guyana is a place where you have to be careful. Like I remember when I was there and I was doing business there, and going around and doing stuff for a business person, and I mean I had to have armed security, because even when I'm going to Western Union to go and like change out money, there's like armed security men at the door at Western Union and stuff, right? So when you know you're going into courts and there's armed security men and stuff like that there, you have to understand like that's not normal for like a Caribbean person like me that goes to Barbados all the time. Like I don't have to walk around with an armed security guard at Western Union. So we
I
know.
don't. I don't walk anyway. When I and Babsy, I've been visiting Barbados since I was what? Since I was a kid, like about 5 years old. I've never had security anywhere
Right.
that I'm
So
going in Barbados.
So like even the hotel that I stayed at, like there was an incident where there was a shooting at the guard at the gate, and it was kind of like, wait a minute, hold on a second, you know what I'm saying? And it was like really, mind you, to be honest, I never felt unsafe. Like I would walk down the road.
Babsy, I will tell you, I have never seen foreigners so carefree and just unbothered, untroubled, or anything in any Caribbean country that I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot,
Right.
other than Barbados.
Yeah, I go to Nigel supermarket by myself. I walk down there. I was like walking down Regent Street. I was shopping. I was doing my thing. Walk down North Road by myself. I walked down Orange Walk coming, gone and get there was like this juice place that used to make nice smoothies and stuff like near Orange Walk and coming somewhere, I think it was. Like I used to just walk by myself. I used to be around by myself. I used to do my own thing. Like it was never anything for me. I was like between North Road to South Road to Regent Street, and then like from Nigel supermarket all the way to the arcade. That whole area I used to walk by myself. You know what I mean? Walk up the road, go get a pedicure, go to the spa, go like I just used to be walking around, and I never felt like unsafe. It was only when we were doing and conducting business and we had to walk with money that they would have the armed guard around me, and they would have the like a person with a rifle. And I mean, he was a cool guy and everything. We used to just talk and laugh and stuff like that. But I wasn't as surprised back then as I am now looking back at it, because it was just kind of like, yeah, like I had to have armed security. I've never had armed security in Barbados a day in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad, Babbzy. I mean, the place has changed a lot. There's a lot of development in terms of infrastructures. But other than that, the people are backward as hell. The government are backward.
Well, that's unfortunate. And then to see that so much people voted back in this quote unquote backwards government, I would like somebody from the PPP to come up here and address the tampering. If that is factually true, or that's just make believe. Like I would like someone not to talk about ropey pokey. I want somebody to come up here and talk about like the election and say,
Well, I don't know. Maybe Babbzy, you should send out an invite to some one of them.
So I got some people messaging me today, and they were like, oh, you brought Melly Mel and Odessa on because they're black and you're black. And I'm like, listen, this has nothing to do with being black.
Well, Babbzy, but then let them send someone that is Indian to speak on Guyana. And Babbzy, I'm willing after they're finished to debate everything that they say, or to answer everything that they say. Anybody's willing. Anybody could come and give a rebuttal to what I'm saying. I have no problem with that.
But what is Muhammad? Is Muhammad black? Isn't Muhammad Indian?
But for some reason, yeah, he is Indian. He is Indian.
So this is why I don't understand how the conversation turned into, oh, you brought black women on and you didn't. No, the floor is open. And I said this 1,000,001 times. I'm Bajan Canadian. We don't have issues with Indians. We don't have no issues with Indian people. So an Indian person can call up here and talk, and they can say their side, right? One woman call and she just run off, she mouth and hang up. We want somebody with intellect to call up here. That's all I say. Call up here and have a discussion. And the thing is, like I said, the problem is you probably don't want to come up here as a PPP person because you don't want to be questioned, and you don't want to be put in a situation where you're going to have to deal with somebody like me who's going to ask you particular lines of questioning that you might not be happy about. You want to be in environments where you feel safe, where you know that you're not going to be asked certain things and you can talk
questions.
Right, like so, and that's why you won't come up here. You would not come up here because this is somebody who's neutral, and not only this is a neutral person, but this is a highly intelligent person who's not a Guyanese person, who's not under the oppression of we'll do something to her family and her cousins and make them lose their job, whatever. So you don't want to come up here because you can't use the typical pressuring tactics that you use against your own Guyanese
typical
people.
Scare tactics.
Yeah, you can't use them against me. So you can't come up here. You don't want to face somebody that's going to ask you the real questions and be serious about the situation. That's why you're saying, oh, she don't like Indian people. I like Irfan. How Irfan is Indian? What do you mean I don't like Indian people? So let's be real about what the problem is. You don't want to come up here because you don't want to face the hard questions, and you don't want to be in a situation where you're asked something that you can't answer. That's what it is.
That exactly what is it?
Yeah. Yes, call Guyanese critic. I want laugh. Guyanese critic is a PPP?
Yes, he is.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Hmm.
I didn't even know that. I thought, wasn't Guyanese critic a comedian?
No, he wasn't before. Before he became a PvP, he was a criminal. He was a fraudster. To take people money and take people truck and those things and don't pay.
You come
But
up here.
now he's a
God bless you. Come up here talk about Guyanese critic now to come and get lawsuit again,
Babbzy
right?
eye.
Lawsuit you
Babbzy
looking.
eye line. Babbzy.
Tag Guyanese critic and tell him to call up here when Melly Mel left, right? Tell Guyanese critic that they could to come up here
Babsy,
after.
wait, no. Babsy, hold on. Let me come off.
No,
Come off this call.
that's what I
Let me
say.
go and tag him. No. I
Yeah.
go and tag him under your live so that he could call in, Babs.
Okay, go tag him.
Let me see if he's going to call.
Okay, go tag him and come back. Message me. Right. Hold on there. Phone ringing. Hello, good night.
I am from Canada. I don't want to hear.
Hello, good night. Can you turn on the broadcast, please?
I want to hear something about why the TNT on the election. There's where.
Hello, good night. Can you turn the broadcast down, please? Yeah. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Hi, good night.
Hi, good night, Babbzy. I'm enjoying your program. I'm listening to everything that you're saying, but I need for you to. I'm Guyanese, by the way. I'm mixed heritage.
Okay.
I just want to say, right, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who's offended or whatever, but I really think that if you have the time, you need to speak to Melly Mel off the air, so you can get a full understanding of the history, past, and what is happening right now.
Okay.
As it pertains to the election, have you heard of the Arab Spring, when they had the Arab Spring where the people of several different countries were, protesting to oust their leaders? I think something like that needs to happen in Guyana.
Okay.
It has to happen because one of the major things, right? Let's just leave the politics and whatever out of it. One of the major problems in Guyana, when I was living there, has always been racism.
Okay.
Right? Poverty and other things, play into it, but racism. The Indians that support the PPP, that are part of the PPP government, movement, coalition, whatever you want to call it, they would vote against their own detriment. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
They would be the poorest of poor, have nothing, being victimized, everything else under the sun that you can think about. And they would tell you that it's PPP or nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's other parties in Guyana, but the two main parties are the PNC and the PPP, right? Both of them combined have been in power, sometime or the other for like 100 years or whatever, or close to 100 years or whatever, from, my memory serves me correctly.
Okay.
No development, right? Yes, we have internet, and, not everyone has the water that's the color of coffee, like that has not been my experience. I've been lucky to have working parents that were doing pretty well. So we have water, electricity, live in a nice house, etc. Right? As it stands now, the Afro-Guyanese are teaming up with the PPP. For what, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not trying to understand it. It's all about money. But I really think the people of Guyana need to rise up and protest. Oust the leaders out. Like, there's some country, America, Canada, England, someone has to step in. Have some type of special elections where we can get rid of Barrett Jack Deal. Because until he is out of the PPP, it's like he is he's like a cancer, and it's just spread.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We need an uprising in that country. All races, all religions, we need an uprising for the betterment going forward of the Guyanese people.
Understood.
We need to support our sister Melly Mel. That woman is championing the cause for injustice against women. She's just an angel working. We need to protect her. We need to support her.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But I just think that you need to. Yeah, you have to. Like, you really need to sit down and research, and you also need to have like a really deep conversation with her off the air.
Yeah.
Then you will understand what is really going on in that country. All right?
Yes, for sure.
Love you, Babbzy. You have a blessed night.
I'll take care of her. Thank you very much, sweetie, for calling in. I appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Don't worry, people. Melly Mel is going to be under the support of T Babbzy. We are not going to just leave her to call in and talk about being sued and all these things, and then we just don't do nothing about it. That's not how we operate here. So for those people who are concerned about Melly Mel's safety, et cetera, like, don't worry about that. We are going to look into that. Prince Akeem says, I'm going to get a terrorism charge. I can't get a terrorism charge. 1 second. Now let's see who this is. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hi, good evening. Is this Team Babbzy?
Yes, it is.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. For some reason, I came across your profile, and I'm wondering how come I've never seen you before.
Okay. I'm everywhere, so
All
maybe
right.
you ain't out here. You not out here like that. You know, we out here in these streets. You know.
Let me ask one question. Are you in Canada?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm in Canada as well, and I am a Guyanese by birth,
Okay. Nice.
and I've been living here for a little bit.
Okay.
And also, I do have a news channel that I started to play some content there in February.
Okay.
And so far, it's doing well.
Okay. Do you want to
The video that you saw,
you could WhatsApp me the info that you do. If you send that link to me, I
yes,
could take a look at it. But carry on. Yeah.
sure. And on the video that you saw when Vice President Jack Deal was saying those things about Barbados,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that started that whole thing.
Oh, you the rebel.
Yes, I did comment it on your page yesterday, but I don't think you've seen the comment.
No, I comments are hard for me to see. It's real hard over here. Yeah, like 550,000 people following. Yeah,
Yes,
it's hard. It's kind of hard. Yeah.
I understand. I wanted to say that a lot of the Guyanese folks, we love Melly Mel,
Okay.
and also we love the work that she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, with the politics and everything that's going on, we understand that as Guyanese. Another thing, I know you're covering the elections here tonight. The previous caller, she alluded to some of the things that I probably kind of share some of those
Okay.
some of those sentiments. There's something wrong about this election that we just had. As a matter of fact, I don't even call it
Mm-hmm.
an election. I think, I'm not sure what happened, but we have never seen something like this before in Guyana.
Right.
Never.
Right.
And something just don't seem right. Even on election day, the place was quiet. after election is quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Even right now, it's quiet. Um, People are afraid of so many things,
Right.
and because of the temperature in back home,
Okay.
victimization. People feel as though, obviously, some of the things that you were saying, they're going to lose their job and all these things. So persons can't really say much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're hoping that some way or the other, we can actually educate our people a little bit more.
Right.
Um, it feels tiring at this point, honestly, because
Understood.
I think a lot of people feel as though there's no way out or something like that. Either they have to leave the country or go somewhere else, but something needs to be done.
Um,
Um,
what needs to be done, I'll be honest with you, from what I can
yeah.
see, and this is something similar that I see, I see this happening in Jamaica as well. It is an education problem. So what happens is it's tribalism and education that need to be, so you have to remove the tribalism aspect of things in Guyana, and you need to reinforce education. One of the things I find is, like, you start to speak about politics, and then 6 to 7 out of every 10 people just shut down, and they're like, well, my grandmother voted for so and so, so that's who they voted for, not understanding that their grandmother's time is not the same time as now, and the people that their grandmother voted for, these are not the same people. So you have to reevaluate this, every 5 years, because, like, for me, I'm not a conservative, I'm not a Republican, I'm a realist. So if in this election, these are the people that are going to help long term us as a group of people, I need to vote for them. But what I feel has happened in a lot of countries, especially in places like Guyana, is like the Indians are going to get the support. So then it's like, okay, so we're going to support the Indians, and we're going to give them the jobs, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And we will support these people. And Indians are okay with that. Where Indians should be saying, no, we have to support all of us as Guyanese people. And I think that's where we have to get to as a mindset, to say, look, we're not one or the other. We're all Guyanese, and we have to find a common place where all of us can succeed. I feel like it's a situation where it's like, okay, well, we're Indian and we're succeeding, so we don't care if the blacks don't succeed, because we're okay, and we're Indian and we're rising, and the blacks are falling, so we don't care. That's what I think. That's what I
and
think it's like a them against us kind of a situation.
you know what? And it's a very good point, but I can tell you right now, we have seen a lot of changes in that area because you've seen a lot of the Africans voted for the PPP party,
Mm-hmm.
which was the party from before, earlier back in those years,
Mm-hmm.
when before we had the split, right,
Mm-hmm.
between
Mm-hmm.
Burnham and Chetty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chetty being Indian, and Burnham being black, right? But we've seen the Africans in Guyana move from this whole thing of our history and move to a next level. But this PPP party still maintained some of their values. So it's hard to see the East Indians move from this party to go over to another party,
Right. Right.
right? So it it we just can't explain it for some reason what's
E-
going on these days.
Education and
Yeah,
desperation.
and like the other caller said, I think most people are in survival mode,
Right.
and like you say, desperation,
Right.
right? So it's just about the money, and money is not everything.
Agreed.
We are losing our values, our morals, and everything just because of money, right? And do you know one of the main people in that party said that it's okay to be an house slave.
Okay. I heard Melly
right?
Mel and Odessa refer
Yes.
to that yesterday.
So I don't know, but as an African Guyanese, I feel hurt by that. But then we had some of our same African Guyanese supporting this issue
Right.
and say that they do not see anything wrong with it, right? So I'm not sure what we should do at this point, but we have to continue the education.
Yes.
And my platform is about informing. Some people may not like some of the topics, right? But I cover from a standpoint where persons can see the difference,
What's the
right?
name of your platform again, sweetie?
News Guyana 24.
News Guyana 24. Okay.
Yes, yes. So I try my best because I realize that a lot of people don't read, so I have to do these clips here and there
Mm-hmm.
so that people can get the message, right? And we try to get the message out there. Now, we're not trying to do anything to create any kind of violence or ambush or anything like that. I
Understood.
really don't want to see that in Guyana. Never, right? Because apart from the politics, we can have regular conversation,
Right.
drink and party and have a good time. But when it comes down to politics, at the end of the day, when it's election time, things change.
Yeah, I noticed that with Guyana and I
Yeah.
noticed that with Trinidad, right? Like
Yes.
everything is fine in dandy until this election time and then it's kind of like, cuz Trinidad had their election earlier this year. So, I
Yes.
kind of felt the same energy coming from them as well. I'm thinking to myself like, everything was fine. We just had carnival, everyone jumping and reveling and now all of a sudden it's like
That's right.
we hate one another and the Indian over there and blacks over there. And so it's kind of like these nations that have had a deep history with indentureship and slavery. These nations kind of have a different situation going on than countries like a Barbados, let's say, that never really got the indentured laborers in that same context.
True. True. And I'm not sure if you were Carvana this year, very quickly, because I'm sure other persons want to call in.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure if you were Carvana this year.
No,
Um.
no, I haven't been to Caribana
Oh.
since
Okay.
2001.
Okay. Well, the PPP had a truck
Oh,
at Carvana this year,
oh. It wasn't a Guyanese
right?
truck. It was a
Oh
okay.
man, it was a PPP Civic truck. Okay. And the way how I present this information is because I've studied journalism here in Canada. So if I'm saying something, I do have the facts.
Right, right.
I am not going to say something that is not factual.
Correct.
So instead of somebody said, okay, they're going to have a lawsuit against me, there's no lawsuit because I present the facts,
Right, right.
right? And just only the facts, right? But like I'm saying, if we are infiltrating the society with everything that we're doing, the kind of police, the army, everywhere is being politicized.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to penetrate because people are in survival mode.
Right.
And Guyanese love to party
Yep.
and they love to have a good time.
And drink.
So the PvP is
Right.
using that to their
Yeah,
advantage,
I realize that.
right? Yes. And I will just leave that just the way it is right now, and then others can call in. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much for your call. I appreciate you. Again, say the name of your platform so that people can follow you and check you out.
News Guyana 24. We're looking to grow the platform on Facebook, also on YouTube, and we're on TikTok as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go check you
News
out
Guyana
after
24.
the live tonight. I'm gonna check you out. Thank you for
All
calling in.
right.
I
Thank you so
appreciate you.
much.
All right, have a great
You're
evening.
welcome.
Okay, take
Same.
care.
Bye.
Bye. Yes. Where's Mr. Guyanese critic? I would like Guyanese critic to call in here. No. I would like to talk to Guyanese critic. This generation is trying to move away from the race voting because most of us are mixed. We have family who are East Indian and Black and Indigenous, so forth. But the election time, they want us to choose, so we choose to vote race. Understood. It's tough, like being in a place where race is just like at the forefront of everything, especially in the election. It's sad because for me, like I say, I live in a place where, as a Black woman, I've been able to achieve everything that I needed to achieve. And I mean, my parents are both immigrants. They never had money. It wasn't like I came from some rich background. And, I was able to achieve a high level of schooling. Part of that due to getting an academic scholarship, right? I got academic scholarship when I went to university. And when I went to university, I kind of took a deep dive into some topics like Latin and Caribbean studies, statistics. One of my degrees is in chemistry. Just I have a few degrees, but I'm just saying that I realize the importance of education because I have one, right? And I realize it's not about jobs. It's about getting your brain to be able to process information and think and be critical and be analytical and a lot of other things. Not only just that, but it's about like getting you trained to stay the course so that you put your foot down to something and you stick with it. So it's because school is for 4 years. So it's not like something that you just go today, get a degree, and you come home tomorrow. That's why a lot of the times these schools that give you a degree in 1 month and 2 months, they're never ever going to hold up the weight against schools that you have to go to for 4 years, because that's showing a dedication that you have to bettering yourself. And so it's important to be educated. It's important to be able to have basic comprehension. So when these people come around and they start talking to you, you're going to like, okay, but wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me ask you a question here. This doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And I know for me, especially, that's what makes me so despised by Caribbean people a lot of the time, because so Nigel, where's Nigel London? People are saying that Nigel London is trying to get on. Where is Nigel London? Nigel London. Call Nigel London. I have the phone line is open for Nigel London and for Guyanese critic. Okay? Big woman, you was an asshole. Nobody ain't vote race clown. People vote for betterment. Okay, I don't think that's to me. Here you guys go. NG24 guy. Okay, thank you. There you are. Let's put this up here. Let's see if I can get you across here. Baby boy. We gotta support the people. Where's Nigel London? Nigel London. Pastor Nigel London. Nigel London. We're waiting on you. They're saying that he's trying to get on. I don't know. There's a lot of phone calls missed here. Let's see. So it's important to be educated. It's not just for, jobs. It's for your brain. And when you're not educated, it's sad because you can see the difference between, educated people versus, just people that they like basic skills, and like you're missing, you don't get it. Like, this is not what was said. And it's like, why are you struggling so much with comprehension? And, Guyana does have a fairly low literacy rate. It's one of the lowest literacy rates in the region. So we know that there is an issue with education in Guyana with such low literacy rates. Let's see if I can get him, if I can call him direct here. Because this phone doesn't like to call people direct for some reason, or like I'd call people that I haven't called before. So let's see if I could get him. I'm not sure if it's going to go through. So yeah. So that's why education is important. It's not for jobs. It's for your brain. It's for how your brain works. It's also for how your brain sees things. And yeah, no answer. Yeah. So that's the thing. So the literacy rate of Guyana is pretty low. Well, he's calling back.
Nigel London, WA bit.
Hello, good night. Hello.
Greetings.
Hi, Nigel London, Mr. London, Honorable London. How are you?
I'm all of those things.
Yes, the left winged, right winged, honorable. How you doing, sir?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. You're being highly recommended here to call in, have a conversation with me. So you must be some big shot bout there, Guyana. Let me tell you must be some big shot bout there.
Candy, I'm grateful. Thank you for those who recommended me. Hopefully for a good cause.
Yes, sir. So talk to me. The election. What's your take on the election and everything that's transpired so far?
It was quite a historic experience. I can safely say that for the first time, Guyanese did not necessarily determine the outcome of a general election. It would have been of Bangladeshis, Indians, Surinamese.
Oh wow!
Yes, Venezuelans.
So is this an allegation or is this a reality that these people?
No, it's a reality. It's a reality because what was the Constitution that speaks to a Commonwealth national being domiciled in Guyana after 1 year. However, that law speaks to the individual showing the intention to make Guyana their home, not just coming here to work for a year or work for a while.
Okay.
Syrians as well who boasted about voting in our election, so it was quite interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Now that's established because the ID cards that were issued and the nationality of the said individuals would have been Commonwealth. Now, Commonwealth is not a nationality.
Right.
Nobody can have a nationality called Commonwealth. You're the Guyanese, the Bajan or whatever.
Right.
So we have seen some quite interesting things here.
Wow. So, what are the next steps to kind of eliminate this from happening and transpiring again in the next 5 years when another election is called?
Well, the initial and ideal step would be for the People's Progressive Party to utilize their majority to have the Constitution amended. However, that is not in the foreseeable future. The other step would be for Guyanese to arise and say that this is not what we intend to have happen, because for us to have anyone who is not Guyanese determine the outcome of our election is quite unfortunate.
Agreed.
So the hope is for us to understand the power that lies in people. And there's something I normally say, Babbzy, and that is that politicians fear when people understand that the politicians are always in the minority.
Right.
The overwhelming minority.
Correct.
So if we have 10, 15, 20,000 Guyanese decide, listen, we're not going to tolerate this anymore. We go to the streets and peacefully we shout that we need change. Within 3 days, everything will be different.
Right.
So the hope is that people arise and understand their power.
And so what is the how do we get the biometric part of this situation addressed? Because clearly, if you're having dead people voting, etc., that this is not like fair and transparent. Like, how can you have dead people voting in an election, right? So, how do we push forward to get this type of biometric type of voting happening? And then, I'm hearing about pencil and paper voting and stuff in Guyana.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like ancient day kind of thing. How do we push forward to get this addressed?
It's pretty easy because in Ghana, where there's 34.3 million people, they were able to implement biometrics within 6 months.
Right.
So it's nothing difficult to do. However, the use of biometrics doesn't address the issue whereby someone can show up with an ID card saying that it's a Commonwealth national.
Right.
Now, this doesn't happen in Jamaica. I don't think it happens in Barbados.
No.
Because to be somewhere for 1 year and have the ability to determine who the leader of a nation is just unfortunate.
Right.
So
Agreed.
the biometrics would not have solved the issue in this case because, for example, there's someone who's called Robert Prasad. He's the minister, the foreign secretary, as a matter of fact, not a minister. He stood in Nash and said that there were over 150 or so thousand Venezuelans in this country.
Right.
And so let's say 60,000 of them got ID cards. You now had an opportunity for 60,000 people to vote. And they're not Guyanese.
Right.
See? So biometrics is one step. But that step can only be effective, fair, and just when we address the issue of the abuse of the law.
Right.
And to some extent, I believe it was an unlawful act because just working here doesn't mean that you domicile. You're just working.
Correct.
There has to be an intention to make Guyana your home.
Correct.
And that is what we need to address. Additionally, in the House of Assembly, because what I call this, Babbzy, was bureaucratic and systematic rigging. So it wasn't necessarily dead people and so on. It was what was done in the House of Assembly for years, over a period of time. So for one, they changed the Registration of Deaths and Births Act. What does that mean? Initially, if you were 19, 20, 35, and you don't have an ID card, you had to prove that you're Guyanese. So there had to be some certificate, birth certificate, or baptism certificate, something, school record, something to show you've been here. The PPP used a one-seat majority to change that in the House of Assembly. To say that somebody could just go to a Justice of the Peace or to Shah, who happens to have that power, and say, listen, I'm Guyanese. I've been here all along, and that Tushaw can say, yes, fine, you're now Guyanese, sign a document, the person gets an ID card. It's crazy.
Wow.
So nobody had to go to lengths to prove they were Guyanese any longer. So on that day, Brazilians simply crossed the border on election day, possessing ID cards, and we got reports on Region 9, which is let them in Region 9, that for 5 Guyanese in the line waiting to vote, you have 15, 20 Brazilians behind them.
Wow.
When they got through voting, they simply crossed the border and went back home to Brazil.
Wow.
So and these are confirmed reports.
Wow. This is shocking to me. Like I've never really heard nothing like this before. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously I'm in Canada, so like, you know, and being in Canada, like you can't just bring Americans to come over here and come vote in the election, right? Same as like we can't go to America and vote in their election. So, you know, it's just hearing this type of thing that's happening in 2025, like it's not 1950, you know, when it was like British Guyana still, and you know, like it's like this is like modern times. So to hear like this is happening and people are still using pencil and eraser on votes and stuff like that is insane to me, you know.
When persons are desperate for power, they do just about anything, and it becomes quite unfortunate.
Wow.
And dangerous.
Wow. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a deep dive into what like can be done like systemically to kind of address some of these things, because I don't think a non-national should be able to vote in an election. I totally agree with that.
No.
You know, I mean, if you haven't lived somewhere, what's the person's name? What's the person's name that I need to block? Shamiza? Okay, I'll block them. Yeah, like I don't think that a person that doesn't know anything about a country, doesn't care about the future of the country, has nothing invested in that country, should be able to vote for that in that country. That doesn't make any sense. So, you know,
I agree with you.
And and just this situation of just like paying for votes and things of that nature. Like, we always know that there's like kind of a paying for vote situation that's been transpiring over years, but like this flagrant, hey, I'll give you 20,000 Guyanese dollars or 50,000 Guyanese dollars
Right,
if you vote for me,
right,
like
right.
that type of thing can't happen. And I feel like perhaps in the next election in Guyana, there has to be like some external observance to ensure the fairness of this election. I think
Well,
maybe, yeah.
there has been, and sorry for interrupting you. There has been observers. There have been quite a few. You had the European Union observers, the Commonwealth observers, CARICOM observers, Transparency International observers,
Here's the thing.
Carter Center.
I think
They were all
that
here.
they didn't have a list, perhaps, of all of the issues that are transpiring, of the loopholes in the actual election, right? So
They
like
actually did.
they did have it.
But the challenge is this. From the terminology itself, they were observers. And they actually made that clear to us because as the prime minister candidate for Ghana movement, one of the parties involved, when we raised the concerns, they said that they're here to observe, nothing else. They just watch whatever they see, they write a report about. So the role of observers would only be effective if the government cares about how they look. And these people don't care about how they look. They will do the gods, I call this the in-your-face campaign. They do whatever they want because they control the significant portion of power and money. They don't care.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So out of these observations, you'll get reports and recommendations. And let me just share this with your listening audience. In 2020, the European Union made 26 recommendations. 26 they issued.
Right.
26 things that should be changed for 2025. The PPP implemented 2. 2 out of 26. Over 5 years, which included, by the way, they suggested 5 years ago, and this was overwhelming. You should have biometrics. This was recommended 5 years ago.
Wow.
5 years passed, and Barbara Jabio, who's the leader of the PPP, said that people would be disenfranchised because there may likely be a power outage. Can you believe that?
Wow.
They did not use biometric because there may have been a blackout in 2025.
Wow. Oh boy, I didn't even know it was this bad. Trust me.
Forgive me.
No, I appreciate everything that that you're saying and everything that's been transpiring. I didn't know that this was what was going on in Guyana. Like I said, like anytime I talk to Guyanese people, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we winning now. We running the Caribbean. We got oil. We winning." So like anytime I say, "Oh, how's everything going down in Guyana?" We're like, "Great, great, 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 great." So like I can only go based on what I know, right? Like I'm not getting information from people saying, "Hey, we're being oppressed and whatever." The time where I realized that some stuff was going on is when the Adriana Young situation transpired, and then it was kind of like, right? Like that was kind of when I was like, okay, so there's a bit of a problem here because clearly this is a black child, and now you're starting to see some kind of unfairness in the response by the police. Like when the system starts replying unfairly due to race, we know that there's an issue. So for me, I kind of saw that and I was following the story, but I didn't know that like the elections was like this, because I know CARICOM got involved in the last election and, they had to come in and make a decision and, what they said happened. And I know a lot of people were mad with Mia Motley because she was the head of CARICOM at the time. And I was saying, look, like, you can't expect CARICOM to come in last minute and then like make a decision on like corruption. Like that's something that takes a long
Right,
time to
right.
investigate, right? Like that's kind of
True.
difficult. The same way with me, like if you said, well, Babbzy, you're a Caribbean blogger, you don't know this is going on in Guyana, and I'm like, well, if every time I ask a Guyanese person how's things going in Guyana, and they're like, great, we have oil, we rich, right? That's what I
Yes,
always
yes.
hear. I've never heard anybody in Guyana be like, oh, we hungry and we struggling and this and that. I hear everybody in Guyana saying, we have the strongest growing economy. We rich, we rich, we rich. So that's what I hear. That's what I get.
Right,
So right.
right.
So I can't do anything if no one says to me, Babbzy, here is some of the information that's happening. So the other day I asked a question. I said, can somebody please break down these allegations of tampering in the election? Because no one is telling me what happened. Everyone is just saying the election is rigged. But how is it rigged? Can somebody tell me?
Yeah.
And that's when people started to message me privately and they'd be like, I don't want my name to be put out here because I don't want anything to happen to my family, but here's what's
Yes,
happening.
yes.
So then, like, if you look at my phone right now, like all 592 numbers, Guyana, just people just messaging, like, help us, please. And I'm so confused because I'm like, I thought everybody was rich and happy and oil down there, right? So
Yeah.
that's the problem, the transparency, right?
Yes, and the fact that so many people are afraid to even be identified tells you of the nature of the society.
Right.
But in reference to what you spoke to regarding Guyanese and what we call diaspora, Canada, the US, and so on, saying it's perfect, it's fine. It has a lot to do with the control of the media.
Right.
So the PPP would have been so ruthless in how they function that they've caused many media operatives to refuse to be investigative.
Right.
And what has become is just those who bow. So whatever they're told to say, they have to say. If they do not say that, then they wouldn't advertise with them. They'll essentially cripple their business. So additionally, lobbying has become the order of the day in Guyana. It never happened for years of our existence. Under the PPP, before they got into office, they paid excessive, millions of US dollars to use lobbyists to inform various heads of state and so on. Say, listen, we're good. Lobby for us. Once we get into power, we'll give you this, and they make deals.
Right.
Okay. No, I consider that to be treasonous. I'm just saying that to all who listen here. For any head of state or any government to use the people's money to pay another nation to work in their favor to get them into power, it's treasonous.
Right.
Because lobbyists put pressure on heads of state. So you found that the Granger administration crumbled because they didn't have the money to compete with the PPP. And they thought, I warned David Granger many times, say, listen, lobbyists are dangerous people. They could go to politicians in the US, in Canada, wherever it is, and say, listen, speak on behalf of the PPP.
Right.
Talk against Granger. Say Granger's a bad person. Say he's a dictator. And once that happens, on the diplomatic front, he becomes now an untouchable. And that's exactly what happened to him. Because Norway began to speak, so many nations just started saying, had an interest in Guyana's election in 2020. People, you never really saw them.
Right.
And Granger had to bow to that pressure.
Okay.
The PPP they've not stopped. They continue to use lobbyists and continue to pay, in some cases, $10 million Guyana dollars per month and more, just to have these people speak on their behalf. So with Adriana Young situation, 20 children were burnt alive in Maria, in a school, in a dorm. 19 girls and one little boy.
Yes, I remember that.
All of these things that would have happened, the lobbyists have not said to their congressmen and to senators in the US and so on, and Canadian leaders, get rid of these people. They're dangerous. Because remember, the oil is there, so they have something to leverage.
Yeah.
So listen, if you work with us, you have land, we have got gold, we've got so many resources. You work with us, and we give your investors tax breaks and become a tax haven. And it's a lot that's happening, and it's a lot for Guyanese to really understand in the diaspora.
Right.
So when you speak to them in Canada, they're looking at just figures, say the World Bank has said we're the fastest growing economy.
Right.
But the World Bank doesn't speak to the man who knows that if he says to Babbzy that I know a minister's corrupt, he can be killed tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I feel safe to talk about this topic because I know, like, I live in Canada. Like, the odds of me being in Guyana walking around just like that is very, very slim. So, like, I know, like, I can talk, right? Because, like, somebody in Guyana gonna come and kill me because I talking about the Guyanese election. Like, that gonna start World War III in the Caribbean, right? Like, that ain't gonna just
Right.
go over easy. I could go down to Guyana
Right.
and then something just happened to me. A car run off the road and hit me and do something and be like, oh, she was visiting and then she got run over by a car, right?
Exactly.
But up here you gotta work to get to me, you know what I'm saying? And like we got the Glock 19 over here, so we want when you step on the grass, don't hope I don't burn your ass, you know what I mean? So my thing is, like, I don't feel the fear and in that manner to speak out because I'm like, listen to me, to get at me, it's gonna be very hard for you to do that. It's not gonna be easy and it's gonna be a difficult task for you to do something to me. But I know, like, for people like you, you know, and for Melly Mel and for Odessa Primus, et cetera, Gordon Mosley, even, like, when you have Guyanese family and you live in Guyana, like, you have to be very, very careful what you say because these people look like they're using like a real aggressive tactics against people to silence them, and that's a concern for me. That's a very big concern for me.
Well, I live here and I walk quite freely because I don't. You see, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I don't fear evil.
All right.
Wicked people must fear me. I must never fear them.
Right.
Because if you fear death, then silence will always kill you. That's my principle.
Okay.
I'd rather die speaking than live being quiet.
Yeah.
So I don't fear anybody.
Right.
All right. And my faith, my conviction, and my love for my country makes me willing to speak under any circumstance. And more than anything else, the PPP and many of their supporters know that I tell the truth.
Okay.
And I'm very unbiased. I don't take the side of some political party or somebody's side. I just speak the truth because I love my nation that much. And Guyana must get it right.
Well, how do the people find you? The women, first off, the women really love your voice. A lot of the women are asking if you're single, if you're married, and all this stuff. That's just how this over here. You know, these people.
Be kidding me.
The women are messaging me about your voice. They're like, you have such a wonderful voice. So,
I sound like my father.
Yeah. So you single,
Nigel
you
London.
married? What's going on over there with you over there?
I am married and I'm in trouble. So the further they say for me, the better off they'll be.
Okay, so you hear that, ladies? He's married and he is trouble. You understand? So that means he horning for the right price. Understand what I mean? Okay. I'm joking. How do the people find you on social media? Like, where are you predominantly?
I'm predominantly on Facebook, on YouTube. Facebook, my handle is Nigel London Eliakim, Eliakim.
Okay.
And on YouTube, it's Nigel London TV.
Okay, Nigel London TV. Well, we're gonna go give you a checkout, and we're gonna get you to come back now that you're locked in with me. We'll get you to pass back through sometimes and come and say some stuff when we need you because your expertise.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, I thank you for coming through and impromptu like this. I know you probably have things to do. Oh, by the way, can you guys cook? Because if you could cook, because when I come to Guyana, I want some pepper pot and thing, you know. I beg in from now.
Definitely. Whenever.
Sure, you know.
You just make it happen.
And I don't buy.
Just show up.
I don't eat bread from the store, you know. You got to bake it with your hand and thing, you know, and roll it with your hand and thing. All right. Make sure, right?
That's right.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, sweetheart, for coming through. Have a great night.
Do well.
Okay. Take
My
care.
My pleasure. Do the same.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was Mr. Nigel London from Nigel London TV with the big voice. I don't know if I can do his voice. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, man. So, the Guyanese people, no, that don't sound right.
Yeah. So, people, this has been very enlightening for me. I had no clue that any of this was going on. I actually had no clue. I'm in shock. I didn't know that Melly Mel was being sued. I didn't know that. I did not know none of this. Like, I'm really, really in shock. Like, I wasn't expecting any of this, all right? For someone who works in the public service was transferred somewhere behind God's back as retribution because they were campaigning for another party during the election. Oh, wow. Damn. That sounds serious. I gotta go to Linden. I've been to Linden. I've been to Bartica. I've been to Mahika. I've been all over the place. I actually found out that my boy there is supposed to be from Mahika. Right? Tyrone is there, people, for you on YouTube. Everyone's asking where Tyrone is. Tyrone is there. This is past his bedtime. He go to bed early, so you know how it is. Yeah. So who else have they said that we need to talk to? Francis Bailey. Do you want to call up here, please? Francis Bailey. We're going to take a call from Francis Bailey, and we waiting on Guyanese Critic. Guyanese Critic don't want to call me. Guyanese Critic, call up here, man. I think me and you had some me and you talked before, man. Come on now. And then we're gonna head on out. But this was very enlightening for me. I did not know any of this. As I said, every time I talk to Guyanese people, they'll be like, "Yeah, man, we got oil. We rich." And I'm like, "Okay, you know what I mean? All right." You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not know this was what was going on. I think that when you have an election is part of a democracy, and if you don't have a true democracy, what's the point of having an imitation democracy? That's my concern for everything here right now. You know, I think that yeah, Francis Bailey, people are telling me to tell him to call in. I don't know and I don't know who that is. I don't want to just call him. Someone just the people are sending his phone number, but I don't know if that is the best thing for me to just call somebody like that on a live segment that I don't even know like that. Like, if it was Gordon Mosley, I'd be like, "Yo, Mose, what you doing, boy? You sleeping, boy? What going on?" Because Gordon Mosley is the first media person to have actually interacted with me from Guyana. Like, we go way back. Like, way, 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 way back. Francis is a great guy. So should I just call him? Do you think that he might be upset if I just call him? I don't have his area code. There's no area code for his number. Is he in Guyana? I need the full Guyanese number to add. I can't just add the number by what I was given because there's not enough numbers. I'm not even able to call him with that. I don't know what the beginning is. But yeah, so so just call him. But the thing is, people, where is he? Somebody text me his number. WhatsApp me the number, properly, because I can't so who's Rickford? Oh my God. I need a number for I need an answer number for Francis Bailey. Yeah. I don't have the right number. I just have like part of the number. I need the full number. So yeah, people, this was a shock for me. This is a shock for me. Hold on. So, this is what happens when you let somebody from the outside speak. So, all the people who are talking about mind your business and this and that and whatever, suck your asshole. I can talk about who I want to talk about. And that's what we're talking about. And clearly there's an issue here why I am getting calls left, right, and center from all over. This number is, I can't add the number like this. I'm not gonna be able to call him Francis Bailey. I need the number because Guyana's number is like, it's not gonna add this way. Yeah. Roja Hines, this hit real deep. Yeah, no, I didn't know none of this. I did not know none of this. I was really surprised at, you know, really hearing everybody talk tonight and say, you know, this is what's going on in Guyana, because like I told you, I just always hear everybody from Guyana talking about how wonderful Guyana is. Like, you see how the woman called in tonight. I mean, she was in Grenada, but I mean, I don't know why. Like, nobody ever talks to. I'm checking my WhatsApp now. There's 100. Like, if you guys see my WhatsApp, there's hundreds of messages.
+59263969.
All right, hold on. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, hi.
Hi, good night.
Hi, who's calling?
It's Francis here.
Hey, Francis Bailey, man, what's going on, boy? How you doing, man?
Hey, what a go on?
What a go on? How you, man? Everything good?
Yeah, everything is great. A friend of mine, I don't know what I'm calling into here, but a friend of mine messaged and said Babbzy is calling for you to join in. Came on your live earlier. But I don't know what it's about.
So I want money from you. I'm joking. We actually are talking
Is
about
the government.
No, I ain't government. I ain't no PPP, right? I somebody
Right, I
else.
thought you come from Mohammed tax money maybe to fix Dennis Street.
So listen, we were talking about corruption in the election, and we were talking about basically the election being rigged in Guyana and not necessarily having a fair election. We touched on some of the things as like, non-nationals being able to vote in the election. We talked about the fact that, you know, they even have dead people's identities being used in the election to make votes. Just a lot of basically loopholes that people have been using to be able to, you know, get votes done in a whole bunch of the districts. So your name has just been coming up as like to contact you. So I guess maybe you've been vocal about the election into some capacity.
I've definitely been vocal about it. I'm also one of the members of the contesting parties. We picked I'm in for Guyana movement.
Okay. So you're
that's
one
a coalition.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have been, and apart from that, I normally will comment on current affairs. So I just bridge the gap between trying to become more involved as a citizen and also keeping the people that have been following me informed.
Right.
And keeping myself accountable to them. So part of that involved raising discrepancies and irregularities with the election process.
Okay. And what did you find?
Much of what you spoke about, actually.
Okay.
And we are preparing a petition.
Oh, nice.
But
Okay.
I will say a couple parties are preparing petitions. Right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
what I will say, though, something you spoke to earlier, and I think there's a lack of clarity. So I'm appreciative right now of any forum I am afforded to clarify this for the general public.
Great.
Especially for the lawyers. I'm a beekeeper, not a lawyer.
Okay.
But like everyone, I can read. Okay? And I've posted about this. I've asked for people to challenge me. Nobody has come forward to challenge me yet, least of all the government. But here's the crux of my argument. So you spoke about non-resident, or rather, you spoke about non-citizens, Commonwealth citizens being allowed to vote in our elections.
Correct.
Right? Now, the basis for that, on which they were allowed to vote, according to GCOM, was that any citizen of the Commonwealth that is resident in Guyana for 12 continuous months or a period of a year is eligible to be registered and they can vote. All right? The CARICOM Observer then picked that same statement up. Many people then parroted GCOM. But Few people went to the actual constitution and looked at what it said. So what she quoted was Article 159 of the Constitution.
Okay.
And specifically, it was Section 2B of Article 159. But she crucially left out half the story, as we say. She talked half and left half.
Okay.
So while Section 2B does say you can be resident for 12 months, it also makes the explicit requirement that you are domiciled in Guyana. Resident and domicile have two different requirements, and domicile has a much higher standard. And for anyone out there that's confused or was similarly confused as because I thought the two were the same until I researched it, right?
Okay.
Those two words are specifically used because you can be resident in a country but not domiciled there, right?
Right.
If you go somewhere to work, you have intentions of returning to your place of origin, you're a resident there. You can do a further test or a further qualification to determine that you're a citizen, or you become domiciled. Domicile means you intend to make somewhere your permanent home, and you've moved permanently to that location. So when you're born with a domicile. That's called your domicile of origin.
Okay.
And it doesn't change easily. So if you're coming to Guyana as a transient worker to shovel stones, to drive an excavator, to help with a road project, as these people were brought to do, and that's documented,
Okay.
then you are not allowed to vote in the election. So it's not a matter of Commonwealth citizens being allowed to vote in the election. It's a matter of thousands of illegal voters allowed to corrupt our system.
Okay, got
And
it.
this is something that a team of people are working on, because the fact is, this is actually the last election in Guyana. From here, if this is not addressed, is the last election we will have, because from here on is full dictatorship. You don't need Guyanese anymore.
Right.
If the PPP are allowed to get away with this, we don't need Guyanese citizens anymore, because every election they can just calculate how many people they need to bring from Bangladesh or India or wherever they decide to quell the discontent.
Right.
Is 50% of the population unhappy? Well, we'll import 50,000, right? And that may sound like a hypothetical scenario, but
no, it does sound legitimate. Yeah, it's legitimate.
When you dive into this thing, it's very, very serious stuff in the ballot with thousands. And for the people in the PPP that support them, everyone has a constitutional right to support their party or whoever they choose. You have freedom and liberty to do that. But why should it extend to literally relinquishing our sovereignty to other countries? Because what this really means is any of the Commonwealth member states in the future, should they wish to influence our election directly or to decide the outcome of our election, they just need to send a few thousand citizens.
Correct.
And within 1 year, they believe Guyana would allow them to vote and literally change the course of our nation. That is abominable. Should not be allowed.
Correct.
So there are many other things, and I believe the court will be able to probably like to throw them out, because we saw the courts being stacked right before the election, right? But this matter here is a constitutional matter, and that, I believe, it has the most teeth. If any judge is to go against the Constitution, that's the supreme law of this country, then we're in a full-blown dictatorship. It would be tantamount to admission of that. And it would be admission of corruption of the judicial system.
Correct.
It's clearly spelled out in the Constitution. And again, I use this forum to urge anyone out there that's listening. I'm not looking at the live, so I don't know what any questions or comments are, but anyone, whoever is looking at it, I would urge you to challenge me on this matter. Okay? I've looked at it every different way, and those people are illegal, and therefore the election is illegal, in my humble opinion.
Okay. You know what I want to do with you? I'm going to bring you on on another day. We're gonna, now that I have your number and everything and we're locked in, I want to break down this whole constitution situation because I have another segment called Island Receipts, and I think that'll be, you'll be very good for that segment because I was recently speaking to the fact that Grenada is not following the constitution as it pertains to Petite Martinique and Carriacou as well, right? So I don't know how much you know about me,
Interesting.
but I'm a Caribbean blogger, so I deal with like all of the Caribbean news, culture, music, and entertainment. I don't really venture over in the politics side too much because of how ignorant a lot of Caribbean people can be when it comes to political discussions.
Or
But
as we say, ignore. The local colloquialism, I guess, is ignore.
when we say
I agree.
but when we say in Barbados, we say ignorant, right? So we
Ignorant. You're real ignorant, boy.
you ignorant boy, you real ignorant. So
I'll go a little Barbadian accent, where come down to St. Lawrence, got a couple of times I bring my saxophone down there, play a bit of music on the beat and sing.
You sound good,
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Yeah.
You sound good. You sound good. You sound good.
I love Barbados. I love the island. It's beautiful.
So you play sax, so then
we need, at the end of the day, we need people in the Caribbean. I'm very happy to hear of the work that you're doing. Tonight is the first time I've heard of you, but I'll definitely follow you in the future. We need people that can pull the region together.
Yeah.
And I know politics normally brings out the error in people.
Right.
But there's equally a space for mature people to have conversations and show we don't need to cuss each other out.
Yeah.
We can disagree respectfully. We can explore pertinent ideas in the interest of the collective good. There's nothing wrong with that. To set an example, because I think a bad example is also being set by many of our leaders in this era. Right. We're being encouraged to debase the quality of our communication.
Correct.
To turn to emotion rather than reason, and to throw hate around. That's what I see. So there's always the need for counterbalance and people that are counterbalancing forces in this arena.
Right. No, I understand exactly what you're saying. We have the tendency to kind of back away. I'm guilty of it as well. Once this ropey pokey Portuguese skunt kind of talk starts to come about, I'm like, listen, man, I'm not really here for this. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really doing that right now. Like I'm not here for that. But I found that ever since I kind of put my foot down and I'm like, listen, we need to level up the conversation. We are leveling up the conversation, level up or leave. I feel like the people have left. I feel like the ignorant people in Guyana that are like just like trolls and mashing up thing. You're seeing one or two here and there, but I'm not seeing them as predominantly now like I was at one point in time.
Well, I would tell you three things, right? Number one, don't underestimate the fact that you may have converted some of those trolls and they're now your fans. So they're not trolling you anymore. Right?
That could be
true. That's
too.
number one. Number two, I always try to infuse my view of reality with some amount of empathy. And even the trolls, I feel empathy for them. Some of them, that's their job. I feel pity for anyone whose job is to sit on the internet, spreading hate, trying to corrupt civil discourse, at the behest of their boss or their handler. I feel sorry for people like that.
Right. Agreed.
And they are still exposed to the message. So as long as we don't make the message vile, they're still in the room. They have to do their job. I block and delete some of them if they're very offensive.
Right.
And the third one is that we should always ground ourselves in reminding ourselves, why are we here?
Right.
If we're here to serve the collective good, to serve our brothers and sisters, then we're on effectively a righteous path. You're not here to cuss out, not here to allow deflections or whataboutisms. We're here to focus on reality.
Right.
And I think that in itself is helpful because there's so many, again, it's always a counterbalance. As much as you're trying to inject reason or a level thought, there are people that are working against that. So
Right.
I guess it's just a matter of looking through some of the hateful communication that comes. But I don't disagree with you. It can be disturbing. Sometimes it could be very discouraging to know
Right.
that
Right.
we could be having very positive conversations. There's some people in the comments telling me about my sour eyebrow. I don't
Yeah.
know. I never knew my eyebrow was sour.
Yeah. You know what I've done though? Like for me, I've gotten to
What?
the place where I've just been like, look, the issue is not me. The issue is you. You're going through something over there where you are, and I don't know you, and you are the one having a meltdown. So you like you know when you see the kids in the store crying for a toy with their mom, and you know like so
Mhm.
I have to just literally be like, listen, no, I'm not engaging with you anymore. Before I used to cuss them back because I have the highest degree of verbal assaultery in the world, right? And I would cuss them back, but I realized like it's not
You're not
even.
gonna win with Guyanese. No, we have master. I'm sure there's gonna be a master's program soon at the university, but
It's
you're
not.
not gonna win
It's not just
at that.
that. It's
All
just
right.
that we're not talking about what's the best rum. We're talking about politics. So we need to elevate the
Yeah.
level of the conversation a bit, as opposed to just like the sour eyebrow talk. Like what does your eyebrow have to do
Yeah,
with
but
corrupted votes? Like focus.
everything apparently, every follicle has a bearing on the validity of your point. Okay? You
Right.
move that eyebrow away from the camera. But what I wanted to say is actually it does have a purpose. The purpose of each one of those comments is to catch your eye. And so instead of trying to speak truth to power,
Yes.
you get deflected and now you're suddenly defending your eyebrow for 5 minutes.
Right. That's why I
And
don't.
maybe telling them about their eyebrow.
That's
So the communication, it's to lower that's how I see it. It's to lower your communication
right.
value.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
you've done a good job if you manage to ignore it. Normally, I'll ignore it until the end. Sometimes some will catch my eye, but I ignore it until the end. I go back and I block and delete the people that
I'll
the
cuss.
dictatorship have sent for the
Yeah.
day,
Yeah, I'll
and
cuss
we reset.
sometimes. I'll cuss sometimes, but like me when it
That's all
comes to
right.
me,
Everyone is different.
yeah.
We all handle these people differently. The end of the day, they are sent to aggravate you. So I can't entirely blame you if you relent to the frustration sometimes. But I would always say that just remember that that's their purpose to to make you deviate from yours.
Yeah. Cause when
Mm.
Bharat made his comments about Barbados, I think that's when people realized I wasn't playing with him. When he was like talking about Muhammad visiting Barbados and Barbados not really being a real
I ain't
destination.
no proper country. You got to come down to Georgetown, and then got a
Right.
lot of things in Barbados down there, and that,
So
right?
so I was
And
like,
I'm sure he has been to Barbados. Okay, I would like to formally apologize on behalf of
we
the vice
know, we
president. He was
know,
not feeling well that day.
we
On
know.
behalf of the rest of Guyana, we're very sorry. Please communicate that to your fellow Bajans. We don't have a problem at the airports.
Yeah, no, we know,
Okay,
we know, we know.
good.
We know the destination was
So
was was he fought a boxy hole, right? We know that the whores in Regent Street. We know that the whores in the Regent Street out by the arcade, right? That was the destination in the boxy hole, right? We know, Franklin. You see?
So no, we should be fostering closer ties to our neighbors, especially in these times.
Correct.
Okay, we
Correct.
have a territorial dispute, and I know Barbados doesn't have a large army, but we need the diplomatic support of our neighbors
Yes.
at this time in particular. So it's counterproductive to insult Barbados or any other territory for that matter
Correct.
when I don't want. I can't bad talk my country. I love my country at the same time, But I would definitely. I'm fair and I'm honest, and I would say we have definitely not matched or surpassed Barbados in certain regards,
Right.
and therefore, how we would say locally, we should humble, catch
Right.
up, and
I
then run we mouth.
I tell you,
Right.
I tell you, I didn't rough you up.
So,
But I'm glad me and you are locked in now. And tell the people how they can
mhm.
follow you that are listening. How can they follow you?
Or you can follow me as Francis Michael Bailey
Okay.
on Facebook. Or if you'd like to use my government name, search for Crafts or B-man. I don't troublemaker. I don't know. You can search for any of those things.
Okay.
And you'll find me. But it was a pleasure.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna bring you back
I
for
hope you
island
continue
receipts.
doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I love the platform you've taken with uniting or covering Caribbean issues.
Thank you.
And I'll definitely follow you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening.
Have a good evening. Babs.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care. Bye. So that was the Right Honorable Mr. Francis Bailey. We got some big shots in Guyana on the phone tonight, people. So we know we're going to head on out. But before we go, I had to play a little tune for y'all. You know how the tune put aside for y'all because this is what the story was about Guyana. We had to get into the story about Guyana, right? So we got to talk about Guyana. I went down Guyana and I checked Eddie brother. You hear what he man say? Hold on. Guyana. I had to take over. I went down Guyana. I checked Eddie brother. I had a good dose. Came back to Barbados. When I passed the savannah, I raise up the bumper. I shove up the motor. Boy, what's the matter? Just give me some water. When I pass the savannah, just give me cassava. Me body on fire. Boy, what's the matter? When I pass the savannah, she bought for Boabandi. She started off, baby. Are you running a relay? You want me to DJ a little bit? She came down for cup over. I had to take over. I went on Guyana. I checked Eddie brother. I had a good dose. Came back to Barbados. Watch the mix. When I pass the savannah, just give me cassava. Me body on fire. I getting good, you know. Check Gabarita. When I pass the savannah, I rev up the engine. Just give me Guabandi. Are you running a relay? Boom! Everybody whining like they're crazy and we shouting out, we jumping up, we jumping up, we jumping up, we jumping up, boom! The trainee girls them whining, the Bajan girls them grinding, with Finksy girls are liming, it's mass again, ready to rev the engine, with pretty girls are linking, the Johnny Walker drinking. Us again, and I'm shouting more. Tell them we want more. Yeah, finally with the strong rum, behaving bad on the floor. Yeah, and I'm shouting more. Tell them we want more. Yeah, finally with a pretty girl, behaving bad on the boy. We are the maddest. We make the party start. We are the maddest. Listen, folks. I'm not gonna be playing music all night, because this is not no dance hall. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go around a little Guyanese, little some. Cause we gotta give up Guyanese people. We gotta pick up my boy Militant.
Party, she's hot and groovy. Baila with me, baby. Bambi dambe dai, be dambe by them by. Bambi dambe dai, be dambe by them by. Pretending a soca party when I meet this Latin beauty. When I see she well shaped, with looks to hello my. I make a move and we started talking. She sounded like a distinguished yardie. Then she tell me, boy, I feel it no party. Show me emotion that gets my attention. Then jam me in a cozy corner and whisper softly to me. Groove me and move me in this soca party. She said to move me and move me. Work up my body. Groove me till I feel the pressure. Groove me till I'm not all over. Groove me till I squeeze you tight like Gucci until the party over. Hot and groovy in the soca party. She's hot and groovy. Baila with me, baby. Bambi dambe dai, be dambe by them by. Bambi dambe dai, be dambe by them by. She's what I see the way how she flexing. This lady's one not and a million. Girl, I'm your hobby there, my lady. Hold me anywhere, don't be shy. I whisper more lyrics in her head. She did not accept it, she tell me. Was this only lip service, man? Only one way you could move it. Move me and move me in this soca party. She said, "Look,
Let me try and mix. Let me see. Let me go.
work up my body. But the fella traffic.
I'm getting good,
Instruction time.
Woman in front, man behind. Tell the girl to push it back and start to whine. When you get the feeling, push it back and start to grind. When you feel the fender, push back on it. Right up on your bumper, push back on it. Tell the girl then up on your bumper, press back on it, front and center. Belt back on it, tip on the fender. Dress back on it like you surrender. Rest back on it, jumper. In the road, push it right back. Like we stick on the train track. Ain't nothing cause we like that. I'm telling you, we tripping, we whining, we walking. Slow on the road like we marching. Sipping, we rum and we talking. No bumpers passing. Ram bam, rolling back in the jam jam. When we reach in the junction, following one instruction. Tell the girl they push it back and start to whine. When you get the feeling, push it back and start to grind. When you feel the fender, push back on it. Right up on your bumper, push back on it. Sing it again, push it back and start to whine. When you get the feeling, push it back and start to grind. When you feel the fender, push back on it. Right up on your bumper, push back on it. Yeah, this if you stop and fall over, press back on it, up on the shoulder, bell back on it, tongue that motor, dress back on it, spin like a rotor, rest back on it, jump back, in the road, push it right back, like we stick on the train track, ain't nothing cause we like that, I'm telling you, up in the jam and we rolling, everywhere I'm at we going, no frustration cause we moving, bumpers cruising, ram bam, rolling back in the jam jam, when we reach in the junction, following one instruction, tell the girl they push it back and start to whine, when you get the feeling, push it back and start to grind, when you feel the fender, push back on it, right up on your bumper, push back on it.
Let me try it, mix.
But the fender traffic, but we rolling solo, fight it when we jam up to the music. Don't stick, moving in a slow line, is truck in front and behind, but that not stopping the wine. Push it, jumper in the road. push it right back. Like we stick on the train track. Ain't nothing cause we like that. I'm telling you, ram bam, rolling back in the jam jam. When we reach in the junction, following one instruction. Tell the girl, push it back and start to whine. When you get the feeling, push it back and start to whine. When you feel the fender, push back on it. Anywhere that we step, anywhere that we step, anywhere that we step, we are the baddest thing.
Anywhere that we step,
anywhere that we step, anywhere that we step, we are the baddest thing. This year we're killing.
All right, listen, we're going to take one more call for tonight and then we gone. You know what? I'm not going to DJ tonight. This is not the DJing night. You know you guys are going to have me here all night playing tunes and tunes and tunes and more tunes. We are going to take one more phone call regarding the Guyanese election. And then we are going to log out. So people, take your call, make your call, make your call, make your call. Make your call. The last person to call is going to get in and get through. And tomorrow we're going to have the dancehall discourse. We're going to be talking about a lot of the stuff that's been happening in dancehall over the last couple of weeks. We will have DeMarco and Kareem Hype both passing through to say hello to us, as well as I think Razor B is going to be coming on. We got a few people over there. Thank you so much, Nessa Smith. I've seen all your comments. You're going to be a moderator for sure, Nessa. When I get this admin thing fixed with Facebook, I don't know how I'm the only person on the planet that cannot add an admin to my page. They have been fighting and oppressing the Bajan. This is oppression over here. This is oppression. You understand? So we're taking one more phone call. So yes, we will have the dancehall discourse tomorrow. New day, new time, 7:30 p.m. Then now on Friday, we will have Fantastic Friday. We will be talking about all of the winners this summer in the soca arena. Bouillon has been the dominant music, and we're going to go through the streaming numbers of all of the genres of soca. So we're going to be talking about where everybody lies. Just want to let you know right now that jab music is probably one of the worst stream musics globally right now. So if you are Grenadian, you may not want to be a part of that live because that might upset you. You know, you guys getting your feelings over this jab music and you get in your feelings real hard over it. Yeah, the streaming numbers for jab this year and the last couple of years do not look that good. So if you are very sensitive, do not bring your ass out there Friday, because God bless you, you're going to be vexed on the players. You understand what I mean? Let me see who else is about there. Roger Hines, big up. Kim Walker. The Round Advocate broadcast, big up yourself. Chantel Hinkson. Christina. Third World Mix-Up. Where is Guyanese Critic? I didn't want the man to call me, you know. I take in phone calls, you know. Well, anybody got Guyanese Critic number? Tell him call me. I want him to talk to me. I want to talk to he, right? But people are saying, well, Nigel London was very informative. Yes, he was. Big up yourself. So, to everybody that tuned in tonight, this is what we have going on. We're gonna have to make some steps forward to see what we can do about this situation in Guyana, because really and truly, when you don't have a democratic society, it is dictatorship theoretically. And I know that a large part of the drive behind this has to do with this oil situation and people trying to be in control of what they can and can't get from this oil. But even more, Guyanese Critic is too ignorant for this. I would still give him a chance to come and change thing. You know what I mean? I know about ignorant people. I deal with them all the time. Yeah. But like if he starts getting in that ropey pokey talk and all that stuff there, you know, I might have to swing a little left hand, left, right hand like Mike Tyson, you know. I got the highest degree in verbal assaultery in the world. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually just sign off from here. Big up Tyrone, who just passed through. Everybody's been looking for him, wanting to know where he's been. Yeah. And I want to thank everyone that came on tonight. Melly Mel, appreciate you. I know you guys are busy. We didn't get a chance to hear from Odessa. We got Francis, we got Mr. Nigel London, and we had Mr. Francis Bailey. So we got some people to call in and do the thing. We actually had Diamond Natural as well, comedian. Biggest female comedian from Guyana in the world. Yes, that's the title. We're giving it to her. And, just nice conversation all around. So I'm going to put a poll up on my YouTube and on my Facebook, because what I want to know is I want to know what day the live call-in should be. People were saying that they want it to be Sunday at 7:30. So if you agree with the time, leave a comment on the playback if you're on YouTube, and I'm going to put a poll up for us to vote on when we think this segment should be. So the next two segments, the next one is going to be about dancehall, and then the one after that is going to be about soca, because we've split them. So thank you everyone for coming through tonight. I appreciate you. Why is people messaging me about they want dub plate? What dub plates? You guys, if I start playing dubs now, I'm not gonna leave at all. I'm not gonna leave at all. Okay? One dub plate and I'm gone.
Babbzy! This them make go on, you know. Yeah. Whoa, yeah. Yo, Babbzy, see them. One more year on the blog of them. Then I go live to see Babbzy broke again. She get the wings them, but she not stuck again. Dirty bad mind out of luck. But she have some hard work you put in, and them a block the door. Never want you put a foot in. But what fi bip, happy bip. No man can try to take what happy we ain't. So big up, big up, and alone up to get big up. Chuck off. Babbzy, wait up that big and serious and a smiley face. No laugh, watch at them. How long we are wings and a wave? Food in a play, kick off the game. See them smile done upside up. No Babbzy money can't do no, that's why we are drink and a rave. Drink and a rave, drink and a rave. We are drink and a Babbzy shell the bar. Me and my friend, them a superstar. We are blast it out. We no fear dirty mind and
night everybody. No dub plates tonight. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Love you guys.